on the YouTube chat. I'm not there yet. But anyway, the show starts, and the guy says, Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
We're not.
And honestly, nothing could be further from the truth.
We're definitely not.
Welcome to it anyway, everybody. Gwynn and Chris for a Tuesday, middle of the month of July. The All-Star game will be played tonight in Hotlanta, and Tony Gwynn Jr. is resting, as he should be doing. During the All-Star break, he's off for a few days. But we have a lot of good stuff again for you today. Mark Ziegler will be on the show. He's one of my favorite guests. I don't want to ever, Kirk might be listening. I was going to say
Kirk's
Mark.
definitely listening.
I know. All right. Kirk and Mark are my two favorite guests. I was going to say. I just think Ziegler, he always enlightens me with stuff that I just, he follows stuff I don't follow. That's what I like about Ziegler.
I would say this about Mark
Kirk
Ziegler.
updates me on Gunsmoke. It's different.
Kirk has his own strengths.
Yeah,
Mark
right. Everybody has their own strengths.
I would think that I don't have this I don't have the stats on this, but I would think that Mark Ziegler might be the most used guest on our show. Most often, yeah.
Yeah, well, Mark's good. And there's a lot to talk about with Mark today because at least while I was on vacation last week, right, the Mountain West Conference just went ahead and decided to bring Grand Canyon into the conference. Didn't bother asking anybody, or at least did not bother asking San Diego State. I know the Aztecs were not too happy about it. Next thing you knew.
But why do they care?
Why do they care? Here's why they care. First of all, yeah, it's a good question, and we'll ask Mark Ziegler this, but here's why I think the Aztecs care. Mostly it is basketball. Grand Canyon doesn't play football. Already, the Mountain West Conference this year decided that they would add 2 conference games. And I don't know if you're aware of this, Scraby, but the last maybe 10 years of the Mountain West Conference, you play everybody home and home, except for one team you don't play at home one team you don't play on the road.
Yeah.
So there's 2 fewer games every year. Well, this year the Mountain West Conference put those 2 games in. So now you play everybody twice. If you ask Brian Dutcher, and again, Ziegler can explain this better than I, but that weakens the Aztecs schedule, right? For their, how they rate these things in college basketball.
But isn't Grand Canyon a good team?
Grand Canyon's a pretty good team, but the bottom line is you're now playing potentially 4 more conference games, which makes it much more difficult to schedule St. Catherine's College. Look, let Ziegler explain it to me, but you get my point. Look, you want a certain number of non-conference games, and some of them have to be good and against really good teams, and then some of them have to be like automatic wins. You know what I mean? You have to have enough of everything. You have to balance it. And so I know the addition of a team without anybody even expecting it, I think, really threw to the Aztecs and throws them off. And then came word that Louisiana Tech was going to join also. But I guess the latest on that is that they're going back to their conference now. So,
you know what?
It continues to be chaos in college sports. That's for sure.
I'm disappointed that Louisiana Tech didn't get in. Where's their mountain range?
Well, look. Hey, look. The minute that Cal and Stanford agreed to go to the ACC,
knew you were going to that.
Anything's up for grabs. But
the Atlantic Coast Conference for 2 West Coast teams.
So stupid. Anyway, Grand Canyon is in, and they were supposed to come in next year. They had already been given the invitation to join, but you normally need a year, to get the team assimilated. And the Aztecs wouldn't have had to worry about that because the Aztecs would have then been out of the conference. Anyway, Mark Ziegler, talk about that, what else is going on. And, of course, we're getting close to another college season, and San Diego State basketball and San Diego State football and all of that fun stuff. Meanwhile, we said the All-Star game is tonight. Last night, as if the home run derby needed to be any crazier, they're calling it the Dumper Derby. That's right, the Dumper Derby. That's right, the worst name probably of any pro athlete, Cal Raleigh. Worst nickname.
I don't think so.
You like it.
I don't like really care. I don't really care about it either way.
The fact that it refers to the size of his
rump,
his behind, it's
really throwing you for a loop.
It's throwing me for a loop because dumper is not really the word I use for that.
I get it.
And you know what I use dumper probably more likely for.
I don't really want to say.
Yeah, right. You don't want to say, either do I. But I think a lot of people out there know exactly where I'm going with that. So to call a guy the big dumper, I think is pretty hilarious. But
he loves it. I mean, he's embraced it.
He's embraced it. He might as well. And he wins the home run derby. But, of course, there was some major controversy because Brent Rooker, the former Padre, first of all, something happened with the number of pitches that Brent Rooker got. He was told, or he says he was told, that he could take a maximum of 2 pitches. Go.
I did see guys taking pitches.
Well, he took them, and as a result, he didn't get 40 swings. He only got 38 because he ran out of balls.
Oh.
So he ended up with 2 less swings. Well, that was important because he and Cal Raleigh tied. And Brent Rooker might have had an extra swing or 2. Yeah. And when they tied, did you hear about that? They decided it by the longest distance. Home run. Cal Raleigh beat him by like 9 inches, as if you can possibly tell.
You can't.
But the stat
unless there's a microchip in the ball.
Yeah, the stat tracker came out and it said Cal Raleigh hit his longest home run 9 inches or something further. So Brent Rooker was eliminated. Cal Raleigh went on and he won the
You know what that means,
home run
Chris?
derby.
You know what that means?
What?
There is a conspiracy. They needed Cal Raleigh
needed
to
the
win this home run derby.
They needed the dumper.
And it came at the expense of Brent Rooker. It should have come at the expense of Jazz Chisholm Jr., who hit 3 home runs.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. hit 3 home runs, but I will give him credit. He did say that he just had a great time and he felt lucky to be there. That's a lot better than him going, oh, wow, that was off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he embraced it, and, you know, I'll give him credit for that.
I give him credit for that.
I'm a little bit too much of a competitor like that. Like, I would have been, like, trying to hide underneath the dugout if I hit only 3 home runs.
I always thought it was weird. I thought it was weird that he was in it, but I get it. He has got a personality. He's kind of polarizing. So
yeah. Well, look, anyway, the home run derby's in the past, and tonight it's the All-Star game. And what am I looking forward to, Scraby, tonight? Only one thing.
Over?
Besides that, I'm looking forward to one thing. You know what it is. You don't understand why this is important to me. You do not understand. That's right. After a 4-year hiatus, actually a 5-year hiatus, because 1 year they didn't have an All-Star game with the COVID. For the first time since 2019, the players will be allowed to wear their own uniforms tonight.
I just saw the Padres on TV
for that.
Wearing the white pinstripes.
Grateful for that. I like that. And so I'm looking forward to a return to that. I thought the last 4 years, especially last year, if you look at the highlights of last year's All-Star game, Scraby, you and I do not qualify in the fashion world in any way.
No, I wear the same thing every day.
But you and I and everyone else would be able to admit those were about the ugliest looking things I've ever seen last year.
It was on the TV and last night when we were doing the show, and we both said every single commercial break, those things are awful.
Awful. The colors are awful. The design was awful. And then across the front, it just said in block letters, American League. Like, you can't, baseball ran out of money? They couldn't afford a little, a logo of some kind?
Here's what I said
it was
last
horrible.
Night on the Scraby Show. This is MLB is trying so hard to be cool and to be hip and up with it.
Don't do it.
There's nothing wrong with keeping Major League Baseball in the past a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that because it is America's pastime.
Especially since the All-Star game is and always has been the only one that anyone cared about.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to try to, get it in front of a new generation of people.
True.
They were already into it, and we were all kind of into it. Yeah, you're right. Baseball tried too hard, and it looked bad, so now they're going back with the uniforms. And, look, I get the fact that you got the Derby, you have the celebrity game, you have the futures game. You have to make an event out of it nowadays. I'm good with that. But let the game be the game. And, I think it's more that way tonight.
If we're going to criticize Major League Baseball some more, let's do it. Because they put the futures game on like a weekend where nobody knows where it's at or can see it. What is the point of having a game that is supposed to highlight the future if no one watches it?
They did it. They played the futures game, if I'm not mistaken, during other Major League Baseball games.
I think you're right.
So, yeah, no, that was really...
They need to do it on Wednesday. They have a day for it. It's open.
Do it tomorrow or do it yesterday afternoon before the something.
Yes, something.
You're right. If you want to focus, if you want to promote these guys, that's the whole idea of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
To get all these guys out there, let us see them. You're right. Nobody watched it. Very good point. One baseball note, and then we'll get to the Padres after our first break. I think this is funny, but I'm surprised. Major League Baseball has said to the Tampa Bay Rays, if they make the playoffs, they will be allowed to play postseason games in their minor league ballpark or their spring training ballpark with a capacity of 10,000 people.
I can't be mad at it, but this isn't the Rays' fault. A hurricane wrecked their stadium.
Fair enough.
So it's not like the A's. If the A's were to make the play, that would be their fault.
So you think baseball should not allow the A's to play in theirs if they make the playoffs?
Yeah, because
the Rays
was
a force of nature.
It was a force of nature.
Okay.
They were going to play in their stadium until they couldn't.
Fair enough. All right. When we come back, I have the one most important thing about the Padres' second half.
Ooh.
And what will determine whether they are successful and make it or they're not successful and don't. You can throw out all the other stuff. I've got the answer when Gwynn and Chris resumes on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, I'm Austin.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
It's gravy from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole, nice smooth delivery, hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
It's gravy from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole, nice smooth delivery, hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole, nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Okay, 2:18 is the time we're underway. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., idle for a few days here during the All-Star break. Padres head back to action Thursday. I imagine they'll fly, and then Friday they'll play in Washington, D.C. I would imagine the All-Stars will just go straight.
Conversation.
Yeah, they're not going to fly all the way back here and all the way there.
Well, we surmise that because Manny probably has a private jet that's taking him places.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they could do that.
Different, right? A little different, right?
Manny also probably has a home in Miami, so maybe he goes to Miami for a couple days and then goes up to Washington, D.C.
See, we forget these guys and gals in the professional ranks live different lifestyles than we do.
Was he? I don't know if it was you or my friend, but we were talking about how it was basically... It's just so crazy that sometimes we're sitting in the middle of a bunch of multimillionaires.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like you have to remind yourself a little bit.
Yeah, like Manny's got $300 million contract, and he's just sitting in front of us.
It is money that we can't even imagine.
Serious,
right? If you were talking, if one of your friends, right, just good old Scraby's buddy, was I'm
gonna call him out, Kevin.
All right, Kevin, is he rich?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if Kevin, let's just say, I don't know, but let's say Kevin is a millionaire, like to you, to me.
Yeah.
That would be like, man, he's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
A millionaire. That's what Soto makes per paycheck practically. And not just him. I mean, all these guys. I
just fainted.
It's just, you almost can't even fathom it. You just have to look beyond it is what you really have to do.
They are being paid to be the best in the world at their
what they
craft.
do, and that part is true. And they also bring in the money.
They do.
They bring 40,000 people a night to the ballpark.
Yep.
I mean, I love Eric Grupner. I love even Mark Grant. I love all these guys. Really, people don't pay their ticket price to see those people.
I don't know. Don people will pay for.
Don, you thinking mud they play for those guys? But you know what I mean.
I do.
Right? Nobody pays to come see the jersey or the owner.
Yeah.
Or even AJ Preller, right? You come to see these guys.
Yep.
It's the same way. And look, the only thing sometimes you can couch it this way. You go to the movies, you see, and I'll use him as an example. Maybe you don't like him, but Tom Cruise is in the movie. I was
just thinking about him.
Right? Like I don't go because of him, but a lot of people do. Tom Cruise, you go. That's why he makes $13 million plus
per second.
He makes at least 13. I think he makes $13 million, and then he gets a stake in the movie, and that usually puts him up to like 50 to 75 million. But nobody complains about that. A lot of people complain about baseball salaries and football.
That is very true.
Right?
When's the last time movie studios aren't poor?
When's the last time you're sitting in the theater watching Jack Nicholson? I'm dating myself with Jack, but I'm trying to think of a more current star.
Gosh, give me Bradley Cooper, which is kind of not even current anymore.
Yeah, it's not as current, but we'll use him. You're sitting there watching Bradley Cooper.
Which I will go to movies for him.
and he says something funny,
Yeah.
and you say, I'm not laughing at that. The guy's making $31 million.
It's a good point. It's a good point. I never really thought about it like
you don't
that.
do that.
No, never really thought about it.
That's the way it goes. These
Side
guys
note on Tom Cruise, Paramount has every single Mission Impossible movie on there, and I have
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, in the last week, I've watched every single one.
Really,
except for the
you're
newest
all
one.
over that. Have you ever watched the show?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I have.
try the show.
It's good.
I was
It's
gonna
good.
Say, back in the day, it
It's
wasn't too
good.
bad. All right, people are guessing. What do I think the most important thing for the Padres in the second half? Somebody jokingly said, "Sell Dylan Cease."
Steal bases, be aggressive.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things like that. I don't have anything earth-shattering. I have something that I think we can all follow, and I think it's important. And I'm torn between two things, and the reason I'm torn between these two things is because neither of the two things are all 100% in the Padres' control. So that's what makes it tough. And one of them you're not going to like, because I know Tony doesn't like it, but they got to start hitting some home runs with people on base.
Oh,
They just absolutely have to. Now, we've gone through this, but it's gotten beyond a crisis point. They are now at 100 plate appearances this year with the bases loaded.
yes.
An even 100.
Yeah.
And 0 grand slams. You think you'd close your eyes and hit one. The Diamondbacks have 9 of them.
But they're a losing team, which is crazy.
Right. Okay, but I'm just saying you need some big flies. They only have 6 home runs with 2 guys on, and that's with 434 plate appearances. Again, the 3-run homer wins games, and they're not getting those. And the rest of baseball is. The Dodgers have 23 3-run homers. All right, let's just take it down to 2-run homers. Guys on base. The Padres, of their 83 home runs this year, 57 are solo.
Yeah, there's a lot of solo. Manny hits a lot of solo shots.
57 of their 83. Do you know how many that leaves? 26.
Yeah. 26, Chris.
Thank you. They've hit 20 2-run homers in 100 games. So that's one. But I don't know that you can control that.
Can we
What
stop?
are you supposed to do with men on base? Try harder? I just want to see some more timely home runs, and I don't know exactly how to couch that. But I think it's important moving forward. This team has trouble scoring runs, and that leads me to the second one.
Okay.
These two both go together. Because if you get the first, you don't need the second as much.
First home run?
If you get home runs with men on base.
Yeah.
If you get 2-run homers, if you start getting 3-run homers, a couple of grand slams, you get this kind of stuff, then the other statistic isn't as important. But until then, their ability to either hit or not hit with runners in scoring position is going to determine whether they go to the playoffs. And sometimes when I do these things, I think I give you something that you find incredibly enlightening, maybe. I don't think this one's all that enlightening.
No, we've been talking about it for the last 5 years.
It's pretty serious, though. And here's how I break it down, Scrabe. In their 52 wins this year, and look, who else would do this other than me?
I don't know.
In their 52 wins this year, runners in scoring position, Padres are hitting 288 in those games. That's great. In their 44 losses,
That's great.
in their 44 losses with runners in scoring position, batting average 166. That is worse than having a pitcher come to the plate.
So you're saying Darvish goes up there?
They'd have a better chance than what they're doing when they lose games. Recently, you remember they had that 0 for 20 streak.
Yes.
So you either are going to have to start hitting with runners in scoring position, or you're going to have to start hitting some home runs with guys on base. I don't think they're going to get there if they do neither of those things.
I was saying last
So-
week when you were gone, I had to take over the 5 p.m. hour. And so I went through what the Padres have been doing with the bases loaded this year. And it's not even that they haven't hit grand slams. They just haven't hit, period.
No.
And there was a couple times last week where they loaded the bases with no outs and they got no runs. That is a complete failure, in my opinion. When you have no outs, bases loaded, and you get nothing.
Well, it's a kick in the teeth is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
That's
it
how you
really-
lose games. That's how you get kicked out of the playoffs.
It's definitely a
They're hitting
momentum
like
killer.
200 with
Bases loaded, officially 226.
Oh, okay.
All right, but here's the thing, and this is what you were referring to. In their 100 plate appearances, I said no home runs. They only have 5 doubles,
Yeah, they have nothing with
and
the
they have
bases
1
loaded.
triple.
It's crazy.
So with the bases loaded, in 100 tries, they have 6 extra base hits. That's it.
that's not going to win you. That's not going to win you.
They're
a
not going to get
championship.
there.
Yeah.
They're not going to get there. They need that. Got to score some runs. This bullpen has done all it can do. And I will tell you that I'm going to be surprised if the bullpen second half repeats the first, because they've already been used so much. Mike Schilt has tried, I think, somewhat desperately to not always use these guys. But what did we say yesterday? Adam, 47 games. Morejon, 47. Estrada, 46. These guys are on pace to make 90 appearances apiece. Are they going to be able to do it down the stretch? I hope so. I have faith, but I'm going to be surprised if they can be as effective. So I think they're going to give up a few more runs, which means the offense is going to have to give them some more room to work with.
They really do.
They just absolutely do. I don't think you can make it otherwise.
As Mike Schultz said, it's legal to win 8-2 in a Major League Baseball game.
What did we say yesterday? They have 10 wins, which surprised you
It did.
by 5 or more runs.
It did surprise me.
But it doesn't seem
'Cause
like
I can't.
they do.
Other than the Rockies 21-0 game, I cannot think of another game where they won by 5
where you were
runs.
laughing.
Yeah, like it was a laugher. Yeah.
Well, look, you take out the 21-0 Rocky game, the Padres have been outscored by 14 runs this year. That's a little bit of a sobering statistic when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
So, there's a lot of me that says the second half is going to be glorious. We're going to get healthy. We're going to add to it with the trade deadline. Mike Schilt has second half magic. This team, they're together. They're all pulling in the same direction. It's going to work. And then there's little moments where I go, I don't know.
I fully believe that they're going to pull it together because this team loves to play with their back against the wall for whatever reason, but they do. Legend Gurley on the chat says another 5+ run win was the Dodger game where Dave Roberts punted.
Where he gave up the game. Yeah.
So we need guys to give up games for a 5-run win.
The only 3 teams that have a worse OPS with the bases loaded this year are the Athletics, the Pirates, and a little surprising, the Twins. But other than that, we're the worst team in big leagues with the bases loaded.
You cannot. Yeah, the Twins are. That's surprising, but you
They're a little
cannot be
surprising, yeah.
mentioned with the A's and the who else?
Pirates.
The Pirates.
You're not going to anywhere with those guys.
No.
Although
That made me sick
just
a little bit.
I got one last thing to add because this overrates my stat. 3rd best team in baseball with the bases loaded, Rockies. But maybe it's because they've had so many few chances.
I also think the
than
Rockies
everybody
have
else.
like the best pinch hitting average in baseball.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of good. At
Doesn't
skewing
make
them.
it doesn't make them better.
All right, we'll get back to more baseball as the program goes on. We're also having some fun in the second hour of the show today. Tony's not here, so he can't play the Fantabulous game show. You might be able to pinch hit for him. Stick around to find out how. Mark Ziegler joins us next on Gwynn and Chris.
The biggest.
Okay, Mark Ziegler joins us in a few minutes. Get the latest on the Mountain West Conference controversy, future of the Aztecs, mostly from the basketball side, what Grand Canyon's inclusion means for Brian Dutcher and company. Kirk Kenney, I believe, is going to be on tomorrow because they're having the Mountain West Conference football media day coming up. Yeah. Is it tomorrow or the next day?
It's anyway. Wednesday and Thursday, but Kirk's going to join us from Las Vegas tomorrow.
I know, but Kirk, he's driving. And that may not seem like much to you, but when they used to have the Mountain West media day in like Florida, Kirk would drive there too.
Is that true?
Pretty much. Kirk's crazy when it comes to driving.
Does he not like flying? Am I going to have to ask him this?
We'll have to ask him about that. But anyway, and we'll talk Ziegler today. The Aztecs had the new uniform thing yesterday. I don't know if everybody saw that.
Okay, I understand it's different, but it's not.
The thing, some of the trim is different, but the big difference is that they will maybe go white on white on the road, and they haven't done that in over 10 years.
I do think that's cool.
Other than that, you're right. Not that big of a deal. How are the how's SDFC doing while I was gone?
They won.
I can never find out how they're doing when I'm here. So, while I'm gone, are they still in first place?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think they are too. Now, but the weird thing, and you soccer people will all understand all this, but please understand why many of us don't. Now there's some big tournament going to be happening in the middle of the season, right?
I was just reading this from our guy who gives us the guests from Apple.
Yeah.
He's saying the Leagues Cup tournament is about to start July 29th, and San Diego is opening against Pachuca.
Awesome.
So we're going to try to get someone on from the Leagues Cup to talk to us about it.
We'll preview the Leagues Cup, but that has nothing to do at all with the MLS season.
No, because yes, it does, because SDFC is the teams playing these other teams.
No, I get that.
Oh,
but none of the games count in the standings of the MLS. I mean, here's the funny thing.
That is weird. It's like friendlies it's like preseason games in the middle of a season.
Or is it? Because I think a lot of these league type tournaments mean a lot to these players.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
And organizations. To me as a fan, I have trouble following it all. But remember yesterday, Mark Cuban said he always felt that it was terrible that he had to let his players play in the Olympics because if they got hurt, he was left holding the bag.
Yes.
Not similar to this stuff?
Maybe a little bit.
If SDFC goes into one of these tournaments and Dreyer breaks his leg, you see what I'm getting at?
I do. And I think we have a guy who knows how to answer this question much better than we do.
It just so happens that Mark Ziegler is a soccer guy, along with an expert on so many other things. And he joins us from the San Diego Union Tribune. Mark, how are you?
I'm doing great. I was over at some friends in Claremont the other night, and I met a couple guys, Steve and his son Spencer, who are like loyal listeners to your show. Super cool dudes, salt of the earth. Love your show. Love the Padres. Love San Diego sports. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool you meet people like that. I know there's a lot of guys like that out there, but it's cool.
What were their names again?
Great guys.
I meet people.
Steve and Spencer. Spencer's an OTL guy.
All right.
Big OTL guy.
Shout out to them. But I just want to let you know, Mark, I meet many people who are big Mark Ziegler fans as well. Just to even that
I don't know
out.
if that's a good or a bad way.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. All right, Mark, I want to get into the Aztecs and Grand Canyon and everything that happened there. But as you were coming on, we were discussing this Leagues Cup that's coming up for the MLS teams and San Diego FC. And so they take a break in the season and they do these tournaments. How do we couch that as a fan, and how does the team – it seems to me in a lot of ways like they're playing a friendly in the middle of the season, but it's not totally a friendly, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a competition, and the way it kind of evolved is MLS and Liga MX wanted to sort of form a partnership. And MLS also is, I think, privately trying to sort of gain some respect in the region because people just don't respect it as a good
Okay,
league. And
yeah.
they play something called the CONCACAF Champions League every year, which is the regional equivalent of European Champions League. Obviously, the European Champions League is the biggest club tournament in the world for European teams, and there's Copa Libertadores, which is for South American teams, and some Mexican teams playing that too. And so they wanted, in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, MLS gets smoked by the Mexican teams regularly. They've won it a couple times, but they've lost it like,
by and large, you're right.
Like,
by and large, if the MLS steps outside the MLS, the teams many times look overmatched.
Right. So this year, Vancouver, which was at the time first place best team in MLS, went down and played Cruz Azul in the final and lost 5-0.
Yeah.
So this is a way to kind of get some, it serves many purposes. You get some fans, you get a lot of fans of the Mexican League can see their teams, which is something that they're very grateful for. I mean, San Diego, you can cross the border, obviously, and go see them at the Xolos. But in other places, you can see your team play. And they're in their preseason. So it's a way for, and MLS is in the middle of their season, and they're playing at home. They have to go down to Mexico, play at altitude, and play in front of their fans. So it kind of tips the scales towards MLS and makes them look a little bit better than maybe they would in a regular competition. But that's all part of it. And they make a lot of money, a load of money at the same time. And so that's kind of the reason they do it.
All right. So mostly bragging rights will be at stake when this thing starts at the end of the month. But SDFC does play Toronto FC tomorrow night, just to update you. And then the Vancouver comes in here in a rematch of those top teams in the league. All right, Mark, while I was gone, Grand Canyon is a loud entrance into the Mountain West Conference. So what happened? I understand, I guess, why the Aztecs are left out of it since they no longer are going to be staying in the league. But do the Aztecs even have a say? Can they push back against this at all? Or is this, figure out a way to live with it?
I think they're just going to have to live with it for a year and then, say good riddance to the league.
Yeah.
There are a lot of reasons they didn't want this to happen. I think one of them, I don't know if they'll admit it, but I don't think they really were excited about going back and playing at Grand Canyon.
Right.
And being forced to. They did it by their own choice twice and sort of learned their mistake. It's a very, very hard place to play. And so I think their schedule was set up in such a way that, they knew what kind of strength schedule they would have. And all of a sudden, here we are in the middle of July and you get thrown probably 2 games against Grand Canyon, a quad 1 and a quad 2. That certainly helps, but those are tough games, and it's just a brutal place to play. I think also there's more of a philosophical debate that Grand Canyon doesn't really belong. You can make an argument in a league with a bunch of big public state institutions like the Mountain West, and they're a private. Some people argue they're for profit. They claim that they have some status says they are not for profit. But they have a huge amount of NIL, which I'm sure a big chunk of that comes from the for-profit company that is attached to them. And so it's a very different type of university, and they probably fit better in the WCC with all private institutions than they do in the Mountain West. And so I think the 5 were just sort of like, well, you're making this big decision without us involved. If you guys want to have them in your league when we're gone, fine. But when we're still here, maybe we could have a say-so. And so I think that was part of the anger, as you saw in the release or the statement from San Diego State and Boise State.
Yeah. And look, I mean, Brian Dutcher and Matt Soria, whoever it is that's involved in putting this whole schedule together, give us a little peek behind the curtain at that, because it is as important almost who you play, who you schedule, where you play, etc. That's almost as important as coaching your team and winning games, isn't it, in the college game in this day and age? Because you got to strike the exact right balance between, challenging games and some.
100%. And that's why Matt Soria is director of basketball operations and I believe associate athletic director, maybe assistant. I always get them mixed up, but is so valuable to the program. He has, years and years and years of institutional knowledge, and he's considered one of the best schedulers in the country. I mean, teams from all over the nation, programs from all over the nations will call him with advice. He understands all that, and it's a really, really intricate dance. People just think, oh, why are you playing this team that's, no good. Well, it's every game serves a purpose, whether it's to prepare for a big game, whether it's a soft landing in case you go to a tournament like the Players Arab Festival and you have some bad luck and you lose 2 or 3 games and you need a soft landing. You don't want to, you don't want a murderer's row, another tough game right after it. You have to have the right mix of high-end net and KenPom games and then lower games that won't pull you down too much, but you can get a win out of it and try some stuff and maybe play some more players. They play a non-Division I game, which nobody understands and says, well, God, that's stupid. Well, actually, it's really brilliant because you get an easy game, just like you would if you played a team that's in the 300 in the net. You get an easy game at home and a win, but it doesn't count. Division II doesn't count against any of that, so you don't get dragged down by the metrics.
I didn't even know
get to play people. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that, and it's just really, really intricate. They spend a lot of time on it. They meet as a staff. They try to find the right exact opponents. There's obviously some years they get it better than others, but that's the reason why San Diego State, more than any other team in the Mountain West, has been able to get to the NCAA tournament as an at-large invitation way more often than anybody else, just because of their non-conference scheduling. Also, then you have to go have success. But part of setting up the non-conference schedule is so that you do have success based on when you play the games and how far they're spaced, et cetera, et cetera.
Talking to Mark Ziegler, San Diego Union Tribune here on Gwynn and Chris 97.3 The Fan. And I wanted to ask you about the Players Era Festival, which I guess kind of sort of goes into this conversation because for me, they went from 8 teams, men's teams, to 18 men's teams in one season. Does that dilute the competition or does it actually help because there's so many good teams in the tournament?
It does both a little bit. I mean, there are some, UNLV's in it. Syracuse, St. Joe's is in it. Some of it's through connections that they let some teams in that aren't quite as strong as like San Diego State is going to be this year. But it doesn't matter for San Diego State because they're playing Michigan and Oregon. So no matter what, they're getting 2 big time top 25. In the case of Michigan, a top 10 type opponent on a neutral floor in a city that they know well and they're very comfortable in, as we saw last year when they beat Houston, and that basically got them in the tournament. So it hasn't really affected them. I guess it could if it depended on the opponent and see who they play third. But it's an interesting deal going from, you mentioned going 8 to 18.
Yeah.
I really think what they're trying to do, and they've kind of said this, they want to sort of be the event for the first part of the basketball season, the non-conference portion. And then you obviously have your conference season / conference tournament, and then obviously the NCAA tournament. So they look at the 3 prongs. They're trying to, they think the first part is really undervalued. And I can see, as we go forward, I could see them trying to have like a Sweet 16, in the fall. And they're starting to position themselves that way. If you look at the type of teams they've got in this tournament, it's loaded.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Aztecs are in there, and hopefully they'll stay in there. Got a couple of seconds left, Mark. I would like to keep you longer. But we
need to get Mark in here for an hour. I just tried to sign up.
I was going to say he could co-host the show, but never mind. Just let him host the show.
Yeah, Mark, you come in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How's Reese Waters? I just simple as question as I can give you. I mean, is he back? Is he going to be back? Is there any question at all? We talk about the recruits and some of the new guys and all the great success now getting these guys to come back and Magoon Guath and all these guys. But where's Reese? Or do we have to kind of wait and see?
So that's another yes and no question. I mean, the foot, as I understand it, is healed. He's out there practicing, but he's not going full practices because he sprained an ankle, which is unrelated to the foot. So it has nothing to do with it, but sprained an ankle and is just sort of, because it's summer, they're just going slow with the recovery. And so there's certain drills that he's not in, but on the drills where he's going full speed, I mean, he looks really good. I mean, I've been to 3 or 4 practices, and I swear I've not seen him miss a shot. I mean, I haven't seen him hit the rim, I don't think. He is just pure right now with his shot, and we always knew that about him. But the question is, can he stay healthy? And I mean, we're not going to be able to answer that until probably March. how he gets through the season. And, the last season he played 2 years ago, he was healthy in the first half of the season. He was probably San Diego State's best player, or right up there with Jaden Ledee. And he was really, really good. And then he rolled an ankle, tried to play on it. It got worse. And it kind of went downhill from there for the rest of the season. So, you just don't know. I think it's just bad luck with him, but we'll have to just wait and see. But when he's been out there, he's looked really good.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to sneak one more in because you and I have talked about this off the side before. But in your estimation, Mark, if you had to guess, how many more legit years under the way college sports are going, legit years do the Aztecs have a chance to really compete, like at the highest level? I mean, because I think this year with Bird back and Guath, they could make a little run again, Sweet 16, Elite 8, who knows? But might that go away if the college sports keeps going the way it's going?
Well, again, you don't know because college sports keeps changing every 2 seconds. There's a time a few months ago I would have said they might have only one more year. I mean, the money's getting so big. But if there's pushback against these regulations, if there's some kind of regulatory body or if Congress passes some antitrust exemption that allows them to really cap the spending, they'll have a shot because the Mace Foundation raises enough money just to keep them in the ballpark. And I think players are starting to realize there's a lot more than money at San Diego State, just the family atmosphere, the way they treat players, the way the players get along, the arena, the fan base, all that stuff. And I think they don't have to have the most money to be able to compete, but they have to have some money. And it's just a question of where these things go. They're going to play a team in Michigan that, is well over $10 million in NIL for the team, and San Diego State's, under $3 million. If they can stay somewhat in the ballpark, they'll be okay. I mean, like next year's team's going to have a lot of guys coming back, hopefully, or could come back. And could still be pretty good. But as we go 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 years in the future, if things keep spiraling, it'll be really hard.
Yeah. And, I'm enjoying every minute of it as long as it lasts. And we're on like 15 years of Aztec basketball greatness. And
Chris still watches the Lamont Butler shot every morning before he comes to work.
Maybe not every morning,
should.
but a pretty good amount of time, Scraby. That's not far. It's
Mark
not far from the
disarmed
truth.
me.
It's not far from the truth. My wife rolls her eyes every time. I roll it back. All right. Hey, Mark, always great. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Yeah, my pleasure. Talk to you guys. Bye.
Yes, sir. Mark Ziegler right there. We got to get to the top of the hour break. All right, coming up now in hour number 2, we're going to do a little daily gambit for you, but big doings because we're going to have our Fantabulous Sports game show today, but obviously Tony's not here. Who's going to take his place out there? It might be you. We'll tell you how. Stick around. When Gwynn and Chris continues, we'll give you the info. Jam. Gwynn and Chris Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr., idle today. Out for a couple of days for the All-Star break. And Matt Scraby as well here in the Odyssey Palace Studios. The camera, for those of you who've been watching on YouTube today, thanks for sticking around. The YouTube camera has been acting up. I usually take a lot of the blame for that, but today it really hasn't been all on me.
Well, the last 2 days, your camera has just shut off for no reason, even though it has power, and then we can't figure it out. So, but we figured it out. You're back on camera. Just go to YouTube, search 97.3 The Fan.
Thank you, Scraby, for that. And I don't know, did you save anybody from underneath the gondola today, or you?
Oh my gosh! I legitimately drove home last night and listened to that segment, and I was crying in my car, laughing.
It was pretty funny. Lori said she heard it on the way home.
Did she think we were mean?
No, she felt we handled it well, because she didn't want us to, make a big deal out of the fact that the poor lady I saved from under the gondola was a little heavy. But I think we told the story fairly, and anyway.
I just can't imagine you running over there and trying to shimmy a woman out of her stuck position. I can't get over this. This is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
It's the look on her face
that's stuck with you.
That's stuck with me. I can picture it right now.
It's just terror, right?
Terror and helplessness. Combination of the two. If you missed it yesterday, I was up in Telluride, got off my gondola, and the lady over on the other side fell and got trapped underneath the gondola. Had to go over and save her. If you want to hear the story,
go back to 220.
It's probably worth it. Yeah, 215 or so yesterday's show. It was pretty crazy. NL and the AL have the All-Star game tonight. We have some picks on that coming up. But before, I do want to tell everybody, here's what's going to happen now. At the bottom of the hour, about 25 of next hour, we'll play our Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Now, I put together the category today. I think it's a good one in the sense that, you want to be a sports fan out there, certainly. It's going to be, but it's not impossible trivia that, you would, need any prior knowledge. I think the category I chose today will be one that you could take a fair guess, even if you're not sure.
But you have to be familiar with sports.
You want to be familiar with sports, and I assume you are if you're listening to a sports talk show. So, in general, I think that'll qualify you. But we need a candidate to go against Scraby today. Now, we're not going to have I don't know. Should we have a prize? I don't know what prize we could have. We could give them the Rick Springfield tickets if they beat you.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we do that?
All right, let's do that.
If they beat you, you'll get the Rick Springfield tickets. If not, we'll give those away later.
And if you beat me, I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah, right. Well, and he'll throw stuff across the studio.
I will.
We'll play the Fantabulous Sports Game Show, but we need to find a contestant. And the way we're going to do it, don't call in. So don't drive us crazy with that. But in about 10 minutes, when we come back in the chat, and this is this unfair to people that are driving? I guess they can't really get involved. But,
no, but if they're driving and they're going to play this game, it's probably not the best idea anyway.
Yeah, very good point. So if you're, in the chat, and there's so many people watch the show on YouTube and whatever, we're going to have you write in and just explain in a sentence or two why you think you should get to play. And I don't know what answer is going to be the best, but we'll figure it out.
Chris is going to decide.
And I'll try to decide who will be the contestant that will get to play against Scraby.
I'm a little too biased.
In the Fantabulous Game Show today. In the meantime, let's do some Daily Gambit stuff.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. I know this is a little bit of a side note, Chris, but I wanted to mention the All-Star game is going to have the automated balls and strikes. Well, Joe Torre talked about something that happened against the Padres in the 1998 World Series that would have changed everything
Changed
for the
it
Padres.
all. Boy, that's a hell of a point, Scraby. There is no question
We'll talk about it.
that Mark Langston pitch to Tino Martinez would have been
That's
strike
exactly
three.
what he is. That's exactly what he said. He said he's glad it wasn't there then because that wouldn't have
It
happened.
was right down the middle. And unbelievable, the ump missed it, and Tino hit the next pitch for a grand slam.
Exactly.
And the Yankees won game 1 on that swing.
So you think Joe Torre has forgotten it? No, he has remembered it ever since.
You know what? Kudos to him for being the one bringing it up.
Well, he's like the rules guy now.
But
so.
you would think it would be Bochy would be like, God, I wish they would have had it then.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit later, but I thought that was really funny.
Now, the automated balls and strikes today, is it just you tap the helmet if you think it's the wrong call?
Yep.
And each team's going to get a couple of
challenges
or
2 challenges, I believe. And it's going to be interesting because there's a bunch of teams full of all-stars who think that their pitch was either a strike and not a ball, or that they're hitting and it was a ball and not a strike or whatever. But so we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, let's get into what we did yesterday.
Do we have to?
Did I already say please gamble responsibly? If
yes,
I didn't,
you did,
okay.
And we know you mean it.
Who was going to win the home run derby is the one we started with.
Right.
I said James Wood. He was eliminated in the first round. You said Matt Olson. I'm not sure when he
was
out.
also eliminated, I believe.
But the big dumper, the dumper derby.
The dumper was the favorite.
He was the favorite by far, and he almost was out. In the first round, he had to make a run in the end of the first round to keep going.
And he ended up tied, and he ended up winning on the tiebreaker by like less than 2 feet or something. It was really close.
Yeah, now I'm fully convinced that there's a Major League Baseball conspiracy to get the big dumper to win that whole thing. Not that he didn't deserve it because he still has to hit the home runs, but it's really funny how 2 inches is the difference between Brent Rooker moving on.
Either that or the big dumper wins and everybody's talking about it, or Brent Rooker wins and nobody cares. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I hate to agree with you, but, this one you might have something.
Next one was who was going to hit the longest home run. You said James Wood. I said Byron Buxton. O'Neal Cruz just destroyed a ball.
Was it 513?
513 feet.
Yeah.
Now, I was watching him, and he definitely was fun to watch do the home run derby. It doesn't really make a difference if you can't hit the ball in a real game, but he can definitely hit the ball a long way.
There is no question that the guy has more talent in his, thumbnail than you or I combined have. But it doesn't change the fact that I cannot stand to watch the guy play baseball. He just doesn't seem like he cares at all.
Tony and I
just have a real problem with that. And I know that I'm the old guy on the lawn, but you have to at least agree with me a little. His attitude is terrible on the field.
It's better now that they've changed the manager and they've gotten kind of serious in Pittsburgh a little bit. But Tony and I were saying last week, or Tony was saying, really, he might need a change of scenery. He might need to get out of Pittsburgh and just try to do something else somewhere else, because Pittsburgh is a place where guys go to die, basically.
Yeah, he and Skeens,
they're out.
They're wasting away there.
And
Good
then
point.
it's like Brian Reynolds signs up for a big old contract extension to be mediocre. Oh, yeah. You were out last week, so all these things are popping in my head. Brian Reynolds had a list of 6 teams that he can't be traded to. All 6 are contenders.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I heard he had to defend himself for that.
Yeah, no, well, Evan Longoria said bro doesn't ever want to win.
And Brian Reynolds said, bro, better just
he said
shut
mind
his
your
mouth.
business, basically.
Yeah, right.
All right, next one. Lakers and Clippers in the Summer League. Lakers are -2 on the spread. We both chose the Lakers. We were both wrong. The Clippers won at a high score of 67-58.
Yeah, what in the world happened there?
I have no idea.
No.
Pacers -3.5 against the Bulls yesterday in the Summer League. You chose your team, the Bulls. I chose the Pacers, and the Bulls won by 9, 114-105.
I will say, if you're a basketball fan, call up the name Johnny Furphy.
I'm sorry?
Strange name. F as in Frank, URPHY. He's a Summer League guy for the Pacers. His dunk in that game yesterday was insane.
It actually is everywhere.
And it takes a lot for me to say that, because I've seen so many dunks that I've become numb to them. This one, he tomahawks it from like his waist and then over his head.
And it was that good.
It's a pretty good dunk.
All right, I'm going to
Johnny
check this out.
Furphy. If you guys want to look at
Can't
it.
make fun of Johnny Furphy if he's throwing down slamma-jammas like that.
That's a pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Lynx, Minnesota Lynx played the Chicago Sky. The Lynx are 11-point favorites in this one. We both chose the Sky. We were both wrong because the Lynx won 91-78, so they won by 13. Valkyries, -2 over the Mercury yesterday, and you chose the Mercury. I chose the Valkyries. Mercury won by 1 point, 78-77. Angel Reese, over under 14.5 points. Both of us went under. Both of us were wrong. She had 22 points.
Angel Reese has been playing some really good basketball after a slow start to the season, and a lot of people are having to eat their words now because they were really critical of her. She'll never make a shot. I don't know if you remember this. They were betting in Las Vegas like tons of money that she would miss her first shot, and people were cleaning up.
Really?
Like putting,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, starting to put sports books like out of business with these bets. Angel Reese is making those people pay now.
Next one was Angel Reese, over under 12.5 rebounds. We said over because she does get a lot of rebounds.
Not
She only had
yesterday.
10.
Yeah.
And then is it Nafisa?
Nafisa Collier.
Collier, over under 21.5 points. You went under, I went over. The only bet that saved me, she had 29 points.
That gave you a 1 in 6 day.
That was bad.
Not good for
That
you.
was very bad.
All right, we're gonna take. We're gonna have to take a break.
Okay.
Because we'll do our picks a little later. I mean, it's the All-Star Game picks. There's not a lot to it, but I want to get everybody in and give you a shot to play the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. So, if you get on the chat and don't write War and Peace. Okay, we don't have time for that. A sentence or two. Make it kind of quirky. Make me also think that you will know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you were in the contest, and
this is your tryout.
It's your tryout. Get a shot to play Scraby in the Fantabulous Sports Game Show, and we'll go over some of those entries and our picks for tonight's games when we return on Gwynn and Chris.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them we could be connected here.
John Crisello. And Mr. Scraby alongside today, Tony Gwynn Jr., Idol, All-Star break. Tonight, the All-Star game. Either the National League or the American League has won like 10 of the last 11 games. And I can't remember who it is.
I think the American League won last year.
The American League won last year. I think they're the team that's won 10 out of 11 games, something like that. The All-Star game, if you're not like of my vintage or my generation, Scrape.
Vintage.
Yeah. If you're not from my time, growing up as a baseball guy, I don't think I can even properly describe to you how big of a deal the All-Star game was compared to now.
I can understand.
Yeah, it's hard to really explain it.
I feel like the reason the All-Star game was bigger back then was because you didn't get to see these players as much. And this was going to be a time where you had all the players in one spot. Now you can watch whatever game you want at any time.
I think that's one of the many reasons. Yes, all of the players are far more accessible now. In the 70s, 80s, you didn't get to see Willie Mays play too many games, but you knew you could see him in the All-Star game. So I think that's a good point. The other one is that the teams or the players stayed on their teams. So Willie Mays played in 20 All-Star games. All were for the National League. He didn't cross over leagues every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So the National League really wanted to beat the American League and vice versa.
Yeah, and that's because they didn't play each other
and they didn't play each other. That's the third reason. So
I still think this is the best out of the four sports.
It's way the best, but it's not anywhere near what it was.
The NFL needs to just abolish their idea of the skills challenge.
I mean, Pete Rose, like him or hate him, however you feel, Pete Rose used to go up to every player on the team in the locker room and try to get them fired up before the game.
It's not like that
Could
anymore.
you imagine Manny walking around tonight telling Pete Crow Armstrong, hey, let's go, focus in, pal.
I think that Pete Crow Armstrong would take it well. I don't think that others would take it well.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just not going to happen.
So Juan said the Bo Jackson All-Star game was amazing.
That was at Anaheim, now Angel Stadium.
Okay.
And I do remember this. Bo Jackson led off in the bottom of the first inning. And if I'm not mistaken, Vin Scully was, of course, doing the play-by-play.
What year is this?
1989, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I was living in L.A., so I think it was 1989. Vin Scully was doing the play-by-play. Ronald Reagan was on the radio being interviewed. Okay, he was president.
I know.
Right? So he's on the radio, like the president's there.
Yeah.
Vin Scully's interviewing, and Bo Jackson just destroys a ball to center field. And it lands like way beyond the center field fence. And Ronald Reagan and Vin Scully were on the call. Later in the game, I think then Bo Jackson threw somebody out, and stole a base. And
he was named the MVP of the game.
He was easily the MVP.
Yeah, you're right. Everything you just said is in the first paragraph of the Wikipedia.
There you go. Okay. So that was that. But, Fred Lynn, who's a local guy now, finished his career with the Padres. He's the only guy to ever hit a grand slam in the All-Star game. I think that is crazy.
That is crazy.
And that was in 1983. So it's been a long time since somebody's done that. And I know that the Padre fans have been talking about Jarren Duran and whether or not the Padres will get him or trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was the MVP last year.
He was.
And the MVP was the year before that? Another Padre, Elias Diaz.
Oh.
Yeah, hit a game-winning home run a couple of years ago.
Where's that been this year?
He's got one a month. Scrappy, I told you he's good for one a month.
I know, that's kind of messed up.
I know.
I've backtracked on the catcher thing. It's just you got to find something different.
I don't know how they live with sending up an automatic out.
They don't. They have
times.
no choice though. But
so tough.
Just Luis Campusano. I talked about it last night. Luis Campusano. They've spent 6 years trying to develop this guy. Like if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. You got to figure something out.
What is it? Fish or cut bait?
I guess so. Yeah,
with Luis. All right, let's. Who you got tonight? NL -1 AL.
We're not doing our thing. Our
Yeah,
game
real
thing?
quick. Let's do this, and then we'll
Okay.
get to it.
AL or AL NL -1.
1.5.
I'm gonna go with the AL since they always win.
No, the NL always wins.
Nope, that's not true. I looked it up.
AL.
Yes, the AL. The last time the NL has won back-to-back was actually back-to-back-to-back 2010, 11, and 12.
Oh, wow. So the AL's been dominating lately.
The only win since 2012 for the National League was 2023.
And that was Elias
Yes.
Diaz's home run.
Yes.
All right, I'll take the NL for that. 7 runs over under. It's almost always under because nobody can get a hit against these pitchers.
Good point.
I'll say under.
I'm gonna go over because the game was
Over
5-3
just for
last
fun.
year.
Who has more strikeouts tonight? Skubal or Skeens?
In their one inning.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Who gets more? Skubal or Skeens?
Skubal or Skeens? I'm gonna go Skeens.
Skeens. I'll go Skubal because I love Skeens, but not that much. Kelsey Plum tonight for the Sparks, 17.5 points against Washington. For Kelsey,
17.
I'm a Kelsey fan. I'll say over.
I'll say over too.
All right, that's it. All right, here we go. Now, we got 5 minutes here before the bottom of the hour. If you haven't written in, you're running out of time. But we want you to write in on the chat and just say why you think you should be the contestant to go against Scraby in the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Scraby, you want to give me a few here? Do you have a few you can give me, and then I'll just pick one and we'll make it happen.
Before I do that, this hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. All right, first one.
Okay.
I'm not going to give the names you're picking.
Yeah, don't give me the game. Yeah, right.
I just want the chance to make Scraby upset like you and Tony do.
That's hitting a good one. That's hitting a very good spot.
One.
Yeah, I like that one right off the bat.
Next one. I'm down to play and test if being on the spot is as good as playing along in the car. As I like to say, I'm a 2-time local bar trivia bronze medalist. Promise not to cheat. Scouts honor.
Okay.
Another one. I think that you should pick me because I've been a longtime listener but have never called in. I enjoy playing along with trivia and would enjoy the chance to contribute to Scraby's negative win percentage.
I like niceness, and I like the mention of Scraby's negative winning percentage.
Another one. You should pick me. I listen Monday through Friday and guarantee Matt goes down. The only thing lucky about Scraby is his dog. Okay. That is pretty clever.
Okay,
that is pretty clever.
Better. Okay, I think all 4 of them have been really good. That you've read me, you picked good ones.
Yes.
You want any more?
Those are
all right.
Those are the best ones.
I'll just go Lucky the dog. He's in.
Lucky the dog.
Lucky dog guy's in.
That was pretty
Gal.
good.
I don't know.
No, it's Padres Die Hard. So Padres Die Hard. When we go to break, give us a call 833-288-0973, and then I'll get you on the line.
Either do that Padres Die Hard, or if you're willing, put your number in the chat and we can.
No, don't do that.
All right, don't do that. All right, so 833-288-0973. Please, nobody call and say, "Hi, I'm Padres Die Hard," unless you actually are Padres Die Hard.
That's a great point too.
Help us out a little bit.
That.
I know you people out there like to try to, pull a little trickeration on us.
That is really funny. The only thing lucky about Scraby is his dog.
Padres Die Hard, you are going to get a chance to play the Fantabulous show today. That'll be coming up in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, when we go to break, Padres Die Hard, give us a call.
All right, and anything else we got? I'm looking for baseball news. There's really...
Oh, I have...
Did you have something today?
Yes. Well, it's too much of a conversation. Here, I'll give you the starting lineups for the All-Star game.
All right, I'm
National League in order of batting: Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna, Ketel Marte, Freddie Freeman, Manny Machado.
5th?
Yes.
Manny's 5th, okay.
And he's followed up by that really beloved Dodger, Will Smith. Kyle Tucker, 7th.
So that means when Manny hits a home run, Will Smith has to high-five him at home plate.
That is something I like.
Come on, Manny!
Francisco Lindor, 8th. Pete Crow Armstrong, 9th. Paul Skeens pitching. American League.
Pete Crow Armstrong?
Yeah, he's
batting
definitely
9th? Okay.
Well, I had an issue with Manny Machado batting 5th over Freddie Freeman, but Dave Roberts, I believe, is leading the National League.
If I was Dave Roberts, I would take care of my guy first.
American League. Gleyber Torres leading off. Riley Green, 2 Tigers at the top. Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ryan O'Hearn, Junior Caminero, Javier Baez, Jacob Wilson, and Tarek Skubal.
You know, out of all of those 18 guys, the guy that I'm looking forward most to watching hit, of all 18, well, Manny, okay, but other than Manny, Jacob Wilson. I like that guy.
I know.
He's batting ninth from the A's, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
shortstop.
Yes.
I really like that guy. I don't know what his
Does he hit for power? Because he
was like hitting way up there. He's still up there. He's 332. He's second in the major leagues in batting average. The only guy that's a better batting average than him is Aaron Judge.
Oh, gosh.
And he does have 9 home runs.
He does. His OPS is 837, so he's much better power guy than I thought.
Is he a rookie?
He's 23, which doesn't mean anything. But
I wonder if this is his first season. No, I don't think so. He had 92 at bats last year. I think that's too many. But he's fun to watch. If you haven't seen him, he'll be fun to keep an eye on. All right, we'll take a break, come back. We'll have the Fantabulous Sports Game Show with special guest contestant, Padres
Die Hard.
Next on Gwynn and Chris. If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. Dining, takeout options. It's spiroscuisine.com. Padres diehard. What did he write again, Scraby, that was funny that got him to be the contestant today?
Let me go back and look, but it was something about
It was a takeoff on your dog, Lucky. Yeah. It was.
You
well
should
done.
pick me. I listen Monday through Friday and guarantee Matt goes down. The only thing lucky about Scraby is his dog. And if you're just tuning in, I have a dog named Lucky.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Padres diehard. Good job. Welcome to the show. Are you there, sir?
Oh, you wanted him on?
Yeah, let's pop him on.
All right.
Welcome him in here. Hi, sir. Hello. Mr.
What up, Chris? How you doing?
Very good, sir. Very good. Do you want to be Padres diehard, or do you want to throw your name? It's up to you.
I'll stick with Padres diehard.
Yeah, I like that. I kind of like that. All right, so Padres diehard will be our special guest contestant today. I'm assuming you know how the Fantabulous Sports Game Show works. I will give you a category, and then you and Scraby will exchange trying to guess correct answers. And whoever gets more will win.
Padres diehard definitely knows how
I'm sure
it works.
he does, but I'm just making sure that there's
No, it's all good.
There
All
also
good.
might be some people listening who don't know
No. I
all the
wasn't saying
rules.
you were doing anything wrong. I was just saying he knows.
All right, so he knows the rules. Everybody can play along out there. And Padres diehard, if you win, if you want them, you'll get the Rick Springfield tickets. I don't know if that's your era of music or not, but we'll get to that.
Not sure who that is.
Yes, exactly.
we'll give you the choice between the tickets or the qualification to Las Vegas.
There you go. We could give him the qualification to Las Vegas. I like that.
All right.
All right. So
Stay
here we
there.
go. I'm going to give you the category.
We got to go to traffic first. and then
First, we'll
the
go to
open.
traffic and then introduce the segment.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
5, get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
Problems on the northbound 125, an overturned crash just past San Miguel Ranch Road. It's in the center divide, and up ahead, another crash on the Hamishaw on-ramp to northbound 125. Fortunately, no other incidents or accidents to mention at this time. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, all you beautiful people out there. It's time to play one of our favorite games of the week.
All right.
We like to call it...
I'm going to go Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show.
And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, here we go. Fantabulous Sports Game Show with Padres diehard. Stepping in for Tony Gwynn Jr. today. There are 15 correct answers today, gentlemen. 15.
Okay.
So first person to 8 will win.
Okay.
Or if you miss an answer, you get a strike. 3 strikes and you're out. And again, I chose this category because I think even if you don't totally know this, you can make a very educated guess.
I like that.
And still be in the ballpark.
I like
and
that.
it's funny that I said the word ballpark.
Ah.
Because that is what we are talking about today. Major League Baseball stadiums.
Okay.
Tonight's All-Star game is being played in Atlanta at Truist Park. That is the second newest park in baseball. It opened in 2017. The only one newer than that is Globe Life Field in Texas.
Yes.
But you don't need to know that. What you guys need to know is the 15 current oldest stadiums in Major League Baseball.
All right, I got this.
All right, 15 oldest stadiums, and I do need to put this in there. Both George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa Bay and Sutter Health Park in Sacramento would be considered 2 of the oldest.
But they're not.
But they're not in the running for this.
All right.
All right, so don't guess Tampa Bay. Don't guess the Athletics. And again, you don't need to know the name of the stadium either. You just have to guess the team name. So that's pretty simple. I think even if you don't know, you got to at least make an educated guess. All right, so top 15 oldest stadiums in baseball. And Padres diehard, since you're the guest today, you can pick first.
All right, I'm gonna go with Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field, pretty good idea. Wrigley
Yep,
Field is
yep,
right.
yep,
It
yep.
opened in 1914. It's the second old park, which is kind of a clue. But anyway, Scraby, what do you want?
I'll go with the oldest ballpark.
You'll go with which is
Fenway Park.
Fenway Park. Okay, you guys got the 2 easiest ones out of the way. All right, next up, Padre diehard. You name one of the 15 oldest stadiums in baseball.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Dodger Stadium. That's the third oldest now. Yeah. Can you believe that?
I can.
1962, it was built. It is also, and this may be, you may not know this, and it's a part of the game, but just for information, 56,000 capacity at Dodger Stadium, far and away the most in all of baseball.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's funny, the Dodgers lead the league in attendance every year. Well, one of the reasons they have the biggest stadium.
Wonder why.
All right.
Do they lead the league in fans showing up on time? No.
All right, what's next, Scraby? 2-1.
I'm going to go to the other Los Angeles area stadium because it feels like Angel Stadium's been around forever.
All right, it's the fourth oldest, 1966. So you got that right. It originally was Anaheim Stadium, Edison Field, but now Angel Stadium. Doesn't really matter. You just needed the team. So you guys got the four oldest. And
all right, now it gets tough.
Gets a little tougher. You're looking for any of the top 15 in terms of oldest ballparks. Padre Diehard, our guest contestant today. You're up, sir.
I'm going to go with the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals.
I wasn't sure about this one.
Yeah. And it's a little unfortunate for him because they still have Busch Stadium, but it's a brand new Busch Stadium.
It's Busch Stadium like 3.
Yeah, it opened in 2006, so it is not one of the 15 oldest. So it's okay. You get an early strike. Don't worry. Scraby always has the lead in this game, and we know that he blows it.
I know.
So that is a strike. St. Louis Busch Stadium, the current one was built in 2006, so it is not one of the 15 oldest.
All right.
All right, Scraby, you have a chance to take the lead here.
You know what stadium seems new, but it's not?
All right.
Oracle
Park, home of the San Francisco Giants.
Yes.
That is the 15th oldest. You barely made it under the wire.
Oh, no. This is not good. I thought that was in the middle.
It was built in 2000.
Yes, I know that.
And that is just under the wire here.
Wow.
So you barely made it.
Okay.
But it is a correct answer, and you lead 3-2. Now, this does give you guys a little bit of a hint in the sense now that, you know, every other stadium that's on the winning list is at least
2000
as old or older than San Francisco. All right, Padre Diehard, you do have one strike. Give me an old stadium or older stadium.
I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers.
Detroit Tigers, Comerica Park. That's correct. It was also started in 2000, though. You're just under the wire.
Man.
Comerica Park is correct. I'm going to tell you what happened in research for this category. I found out how new all the stadiums are.
They're very new.
I didn't realize that. Yeah. So the 15 oldest stadiums aren't even that old, other than, you know, the 4 you named at the beginning. All right, we're tied at 3. We have 9 correct answers left. You're looking for one of the 15 oldest stadiums in baseball, Scraby. You're hesitant now because it's tougher. It's a tough category.
I think everybody complains about the stadium being old.
Okay.
Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks play.
Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks, they're an expansion team, though.
Yeah, but they won a World Series in like 2001.
And their stadium was built in 1998.
I knew it.
That is correct. Very good, Scraby. Chase Field is the 11th oldest in baseball. And just again, a little trivia note. Behind Dodger Stadium, Chase Field is the second most in capacity.
Okay.
48,000 plus. All right, Scraby takes a 4-3 lead. Padre Diehard trying to tie it back up here. One of the older stadiums. What you got, sir?
I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Ooh,
Philadelphia Phillies. I want Padres Diehard to win. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how this game works, Scraby. I never haven't rooted for you since the beginning.
I know.
But Padres Diehard just got his second strike.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Philadelphia Citizens Bank Park was built in 2004. It's a little newer.
I did not realize that either.
I know.
They played at the Vet until 2004.
They played at the Veterans Stadium over there, which
basically was a piece of concrete with a baseball field.
A round piece of concrete, just like you had in Cincinnati where you grew up.
Well, I didn't grow up there.
All right, Padres Diehard's up against it now. He's got 2 strikes.
But
Scraby has blown bigger leads than
I
this.
have. I'm just trying to think of teams that are old.
Teams that are old. All right.
What about?
What you want is stadiums that are older.
I know, but if a team's old, then they've been playing for a while.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. I know there's been a lot of remodel. I'm gonna say Kauffman Stadium.
Kauffman Stadium.
Royals.
Kansas City. Built in 1973.
Oh, wow.
The 5th oldest stadium in baseball. You got it, Scraby. And you are putting on quite a performance here. You lead 5-3.
I'm not going to celebrate at all.
Not yet. There are 7 answers still remaining. Padres Diehard needs one here, though, to stay in the game. He needs one of the older stadiums.
All right.
So let me have one.
I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Orioles.
Orioles.
Camden Yards.
Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Now that was a good guess.
It's old.
The reason it was a good guess is because Larry Lucchino built that before he ever came to be part of here. And that stadium was built in 1992. It is one of the oldest ones in baseball.
Nice job.
The funny thing about it is it seems like a new stadium. Like if you went to Baltimore, you'd say, I want to go to the new stadium.
Well, they keep moving
now
the fences.
30 years old.
They keep moving the fences.
Yeah,
Chris.
Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Very good, Diehard. You were on the board there with that one, 5-4. Scraby, your turn. No strikes yet for you, Scrabe.
I have one written down that I'm saving.
You're saving. Okay. Well, then don't.
But it was one of the first that came to mind for some reason.
Okay.
I'm going to say Coors Field.
Coors Field, 1995. That is correct. Home of the Rockies. Yeah. I don't have any further knowledge on that. The Rockies came into being in 1993. Did you know that their first 2 years they played at Mile High Football Stadium?
I did not know that, but that's crazy.
They did before Coors Field opened. All right, Scraby leads 6-4, but you're still in the game, Padre Diehard. There are only 5 answers remaining, though, and you need one of them to stay in it. Otherwise, Lucky the dog walks away with a victory here.
No, Lucky's cheering from Padres Diehard. Let's be real.
Lucky's cheering against you also?
Yes, of course.
All right. Give me one of the 5 oldest parks that are not been named yet.
All right. Well, I already said the Cubs. Let's go with the White Sox.
Tries the White Sox.
I didn't even think about them for whatever
Guaranteed Rate Field. Opened in 1991. That is a winner.
Wow.
Correct. Padre Diehard hits it.
All right.
6-5. Of course, Comiskey Park was there for ages and ages before that was.
I'm impressed. Padres Diehard.
He's playing
hanging
well.
in there.
He's playing well.
Yeah.
You're playing well, but you know what's happening here is that Scraby is having a very rare good game.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
I always lose by like 1 point.
Well, you're winning by 2 right now. There's 4 correct answers left, Scrabe. You can get to the doorstep of victory if you get one of the 4 remaining older stadiums on the list.
All right. I'm going to go with one because everybody says it was built for Ken Griffey Jr., and Ken Griffey Jr. played a long time ago.
All right.
Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati Reds. The Great American Ballpark.
Yes.
That one. Opened in 2003.
No!
That is not a correct answer. Give me a buzzer. And that is your first strike.
Oh, no.
Padre Diehard, you're still alive and kicking. There are 4 correct answers left. You need one here. If you get one, you put the pressure on Scrabe. What do you got?
I'm going to stick with the Ken Griffey theme and go with the Vetter Cup guys. Seattle.
Oh,
sticking with the Ken Griffey theme.
I didn't even think about that's an old stadium.
You know what's funny? When you said Ken Griffey Jr., I thought, oh, you got it.
I thought
but
he
you
was
said the wrong one.
It
is correct. Seattle, T-Mobile Park, 1999 is one of the older ones. And Padre Diehard has pulled even at 6-6, but you only have 1 strike, Scrabe. This could be your second. or you can really put the heat on. You got to get one of the final three.
I think I just remembered one out of nowhere, out of thin air.
Thin air, one came to
I'm not sure of the name of it, but the Blue Jays.
Blue Jay Stadium is called the Rogers Center.
Yes.
Otherwise known as the Rogers Centre.
Centre.
Spelled that way. Yes, that's quite old. Built in 1989. It's the 6th oldest ballpark.
I was feeling the pressure on that one.
Yeah, all right.
I was feeling the pressure.
You're now up 7-6, but there are still 2 answers remaining.
Oh, no.
Padre Diehard, your path to victory is get one right, Scraby misses, and then you get the other one, and you would win. But you need this one first.
How many left?
There's 2. There's only 2 left. You guys only have 3 strikes. You guys have done a great job on this category. 2 left. Padre Diehard, the guest contestant today, pushing Scraby to the limit, trying to get the 14th of 15 correct answers here. You need one of the 2 to stay in the game. We're looking for the 15 oldest ballparks in Major League Baseball. Padre Diehard, the floor is yours.
He said Toronto, and that's
he did. He took Toronto. Padre Diehard. You know what I like about Padre Diehard?
What?
He's a gamer, though. He's playing the game. You're not just throwing
clues.
What?
Let's go with.
Oh, he said he'll take clues.
Oh, I think they're old.
Houston, he says.
Oh, the juice box.
Houston, Minute Maid Park, Enron Field. Now called.
Oh, if it was called Enron, then it's definitely
it
old.
was. Now it's called Dakin Park. Built in 2000. That is correct.
Oh, no.
Padre Diehard gets it.
Oh, no.
It is 7-7.
Oh,
There's
no.
1 correct answer remaining. Scraby, you only have 1 strike, so you get the first crack at it.
Oh, no.
If you get it, you win. If not, Padre Diehard can win.
I will never hear the end of this.
Oh, man, this is setting up to be so delicious.
Although I do have one that I have saved.
Oh, you did? You saved one. And
I played this game way too many times to know that I'm going to run out.
So you saved one just for this moment. Could it be the correct answer? You're looking for one of the oldest 15 ballparks in the major leagues.
Here comes a Lamont Butler shot.
To win, Scraby's
right here,
very
written
confident.
down. Written down.
Very confident. What do you have?
The Guardians.
Progressive Field in Cleveland.
1997?
Is the 28th largest ballpark in baseball.
I don't care about
Only
that.
holds 34,000 people, but it was built in 1994. Pulls it out. Padres Diehard. That's way too much of a celebration against a guest contestant.
He pushed me to the limits. You're gonna win a prize no matter what. Stay right there.
Stay online, man. We got to give you something.
Thank you for playing, and thank you for playing along.
You were an excellent sport
and not cheating.
and a good player all the way. Yes, Progressive Field was built in 1994. You got it right, Scraby. You win 8-7. Fantabulous game show. That was a fun one today.
I'm nervous.
Just so since I have a minute left, here are the ones that are not that old or have built.
My next guess was the Brewers.
Since 2000, the losing, in this category, wrong answers were Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, both in 01, Petco Park in 04, Nationals Park 08, Mets and Yankees both 09.
Yep.
Minnesota Target Field 10. Miami's crazy thing down there.
Yeah, I knew it.
2012.
Crazy thing down there.
Atlanta, where they're playing the game tonight, 2017. And the newest one right now is Texas Globe Life Field 2020.
Do you know who? Here's a little bit of trivia, and I'm sure you know this actually.
All right.
First visiting team to ever play in Citi Field.
In Citi Field, I don't know, the Padres?
Yep. You're just taking a shot in the dark.
And by the way, I said the 28th largest ballpark, Progressive Field.
Uh-huh.
That means it's the smallest because the only 2 that are less are the 2 minor league ballparks.
That's crazy.
I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
All right.
I was like, maybe the Oakland Coliseum. Wait, they're not there anymore.
Yeah. All right, Scraby, you did it, man. Your experience saved you there.
It really did.
By holding on to one correct
Unfortunately
answer.
for Padres Diehard.
Padre Diehard was great. We have more Gwynn and Chris coming up, including Chris versus the fans. welcome back to the proceedings. 4:01 is the time. Well done. Not that anybody else wouldn't have done a great job as the guest contestant there, but especially big thanks to Padres diehard because he played the perfect contestant there. He was into it. He cared,
and he was honorable.
Cheat. He was honorable, and he almost beat you. He took you right to the final question. That was good. Great job by you, Padres diehard. He did get rewarded with the qualification today to the Las Vegas trip.
Yes.
So with that in mind, Chris versus the fans today, we will be contesting for the 2 tickets to Rick Springfield. If you don't know who Rick Springfield is, you're too young. Ask your wife. She may know.
What? Ask your wife or your mom?
Your mom, maybe. Yeah, good point. But Rick Springfield was a heartthrob back in the day. I Want My 80s tour at Front Wave Arena, August 3rd. Tickets are on sale now at AXS. That's axis.com. So we'll give those tickets away. Going to get into Chris versus the fans, 833-288-0973. Before we do it, though, oh, man, I can't believe you're playing a Rick Springfield song. Where did you dig that one up?
It was the only one in our system.
There is one Rick Springfield song in our system.
Yes. Our original trivia question yesterday was name another Rick Springfield song.
Not easy to do.
Once you play this, I'm like, oh yeah, I know this song.
Yeah. It's a pretty popular song for sure. All right. Quick trivia for you though, Scraby. What event takes place 16 days from today? Only 16 days.
What event?
Only 16 days away.
Oh, training camp start.
The Hall of Fame game.
Oh, wow.
Chargers,
it's the Chargers, yeah.
Chargers, Lions. I mean, we say this every year about the Hall of Fame game. It's one of the dumbest preseason games, even dumber than a regular preseason game because they really don't care
unless your name is Josh Jacobs and
then they make you play.
Yes.
But I still love the Hall of Fame game because it's just fun to watch 2 teams run around and knock into each other for a while.
It's the first taste of football that we get.
It's your first taste of football. It's only 2 weeks.
We have a story we should talk about, and it has to do with the Chargers coming down here and the training camp because they have sold out, and the Chargers reporters up there think San Diego has accepted them again. But I don't know how many people from LA are buying those tickets.
We'll discuss that. That is interesting. Couple of quick NFL notes. Sauce Gardner, Jets, highest paid cornerback in football. Does it really matter how much?
Comes off of
4 years, $120 million.
Yesterday they gave Garrett Wilson
$130 million contract. The Jets are paying up. Chiefs made their tackle, Trey Smith, richest tackle ever, 4-year, $94 million.
He's making $23.5 million a year, highest paid guard in the NFL
ever. And one other, well, I think this is typical. Terry McLaurin doesn't like his contract situation. He's frustrated.
Oh, but with
the Commanders.
I understand.
Did he now agree to one? And
no.
Because he's been kind of underpaid for a while.
He has, but he's also a lame duck. There's no contract after this year, so he wants to secure himself. Unlike a guy named Jawan Jennings who plays for the 49ers, who had one great year due to necessity, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to play unless I get a new contract. I'm so tired of this. And it's 49er. I'm just tired of it. Like, play out your contracts. Put together 2 great years.
I'll be honest with you. I think as good as Jaden Daniels was last year and the Commanders made their great run, I don't think they're much of a team without Terry McLaurin. They don't have any threats anywhere other than Daniels, and he's got to throw it. Well, he'll get hurt in 5 minutes.
And your guy Brian Robinson, when he's healthy, he's pretty good.
Okay, they got a couple of weapons, but I still think that McLaurin's important to that team. Let us go to today's Chris versus the fans, though.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
You know, I also just got a text from a friend who heard me say about Juwan Jennings. He's like, I thought you were a player's guy. I am a player's guy. I was like, hey, you play out your contract. You accepted the terms of the contract.
That's a big. You know what? This is one area where I'm going to have to agree with you. Because and the reason that these guys get upset is because their situation changes.
It totally
or
does.
Somebody else's contract gets bigger. But if you're worried about that, then don't sign the deal.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of guys that used to. I don't know if in football, but. A lot of athletes will bet on themselves, right?
Yes.
They'll say, you know what? I'm not extending this long extension because I'm going to have a good year, and then I'll be able to make all I want.
Jamar Chase last year.
Juwan Jennings did not do that, and now he wants the cake and eat it too.
He also came into the league as like a guy who needed to fight to make a team. He wasn't like a high-rated – and he's shown that he can be good, but just play out your contract.
With the 49ers being like disaster mode without him?
Maybe because
they got rid
because
of
Brandon Ayuk isn't going to come back until a little bit later. I'm preparing for another terrible 49ers
Yeah,
year.
you're a last place team. I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
what you're
so
worried
is your
about.
team. I'm just gonna get backed into a corner.
You
and
can't call me a last place team as long as the Patriots are at the bottom of the league.
Oh, I think. Oh man, and that goes against my theory that Mike Vrabel's not a good coach. Okay, so
I don't have a last place team. You do. All right, let's play some Chris versus the Fans. We
Here are
know
the
the
rules.
We'll give
You have to make it through
anyway.
3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into the game, and you'll get the first question for free today.
By the way, before we start the game,
yes,
I just for fun, and I recommend that all of us do this. If you're near a computer, not driving, if you're near a computer, I recommend you take a moment to do this. You're going to feel great. Click on the keyboard.
Click on the key.
Well,
you can't click
whatever.
on
All
the
right,
keyboard.
click your mouse, whatever you do. Go to ESPN.com NFL page. All right, it's great. You're going to do this also?
I'm going.
I don't think you're going to feel as good as the rest of the people.
Oh, gosh.
Now go to NFL standings.
NFL standings.
And then call up 2024.
I know your team was in second place, but they finished 8-9.
Now, we're not learning about my team. Now I want everybody to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. There they are in last place, the San Francisco 49ers. I love that.
And
not only that, you were 2 games into it, the cellar.
And it was they lost 4 in a row to end the season.
Oh, God. You were
you're
6
right.
and 9. Arizona finished 2 games ahead of you.
Guess what?
What?
The Saints they win one more game. They have the same record as the 49ers, and the Saints were one of the worst teams
The
in the
Panthers
league.
were also only 1 game behind the 49ers.
I mean, at least
it was a tough year for you, sir. Suffice to say.
I'm happy that football's back, but I'm very nervous. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Here we go.
Let's
Chris
go to
versus
our
the
first contestant. Give me a number 1 through 6.
3.
3.
I
We're
don't
going to
ever
go
use
to
3.
Evan.
Okay, Evan.
Hello,
you're up.
Evan.
Hello.
Happy Thursday, gentlemen.
Happy. Wait, what'd you say?
I said Happy Thursday. It's a Tony Gwynn flub throwback.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, when you tried to call Tuesday, Thursday.
Yes, I do remember.
That's a good one. Not only is it
It's
a
been
good
a while
one,
since I thought about that.
And I remember we made fun of him because he missed it by 2 days. Normally, you're a day off, but he missed it by 2 days. Thought it was
2?
Thursday.
Okay, here we go. Question.
Evan's up. Evan's a good
That
contestant.
was
Let's just
really
give Evan the
funny.
prize. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Let's just make it easy. Where is the All-Star game being played tonight?
That'd be Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. All right. Let's go to question number 2. By the way, doesn't it seem like Atlanta gets a new stadium like every 10 years?
Turner Field
Not
didn't seem
old.
like it was that old.
All
before
right.
this one
Second
came in.
question. Which stadium is the only to have had the home run derby in 2 separate years?
Oh my God. This is good news for you, Evan, because I really don't follow the home run derby.
Because I know Chris
Good
said he
thinking.
doesn't
Good
know his
thinking.
home run derby history, and I don't want to eliminate any of the stadiums.
Very
Okay, playing the game, Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only place I've had it twice.
The home run derby, not the All-Star game.
I
but
know.
The home run
I
derby.
know the All-Star game's been in. Yeah. Same stadium.
Same stadium.
T-Mobile Park. I don't know.
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Wow, Evan, you're still alive. Good
Very
playing
good strategy.
there.
What is it?
It's Coors Field.
Get out of here.
They had it twice. They had it like 5 years ago, and then they had it early 2000s, I believe.
All right. Very good.
Hoping that's right.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
All right.
Now that I think of it.
Here we go. Question number 3. You get this right, or Chris gets it wrong, Evan, and you get those Rick Springfield tickets.
What? I like the concert. Hey, concerts are fun. They're
Concerts
good
are
time.
fun.
Yeah.
What Hall of Famer is the only player to win both the All-Star Game MVP and World Series MVP in the same year?
Get out.
He's a Hall of Famer, only player to win both the All-Star Game MVP and World Series MVP in the same year.
What for somebody?
I don't know, but the only thing that comes to mind for some player that got way too much credit is Derek Jeter.
That is correct.
He got it.
Wow. Stay right there. Okay, can I get your explanation on Derek Jeter getting too much credit?
What a job he just did there.
Well,
Hey.
I mean, he played for the biggest team. So, I mean, obviously he probably deserves the World Series MVP, but the All-Star Game MVP, he probably just got it because of his name.
Okay, I can buy that.
And
I can
well,
buy that.
there are many people who think Derek Jeter.
Hold on, Evan. I'm going to get you in the break.
Good job, Evan. You do win today. There's a lot of people who do think that Derek Jeter is just overrated because he was in the spotlight as the Yankees shortstop for so long. And some of the statistics don't bear him out as being up there with a lot of other guys. But the one thing you can't take away from Derek Jeter is his performance, when the lights were the brightest, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I mean, I'm looking him up here just to make sure that I'm not speaking from the wrong side here. But Derek Jeter in the World Series hit .321, and that's 156 at bats. So that's pretty good. He had an .832 OPS in just the World Series. And he played in 38 World Series games. Now, some of that had to do with the rest of the Yankees, but, he still did that. Anyway. So I don't think you can take it away from Derek Jeter is what I'm saying. The guy was pretty damn solid when it came right down to, the big time.
I'm getting people saying that I made a mistake on the home run derby park.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Well, Evans won.
Oh my gosh!
Was there another one? Or did Coors Field
but
not
I didn't. No, I didn't put it together. T-Mobile Park is the same thing as Safeco Field.
Oh, so I was right. Evan would have been eliminated.
And also, this happens with Cleveland because it used to be Jacobs Field and not Progressive Field.
So Evan, you are a lucky winner. Stay on the line.
Oh, my goodness.
We're not going back. Scraby has to be embarrassed, and we'll take a break on Gwynn and Chris.
I said which stadium with the same name?
That's what you meant.
Yeah,
yes. Give yourself 20 lashes during the break.
Oh, trust me. I'm going to go to sleep thinking about this.
That's the thing that you guys don't understand out there. You can kind of be upset or whatever you want to say. He is going to wear this for the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just understand
I definitely am. I'm going to go to bed tonight thinking, why don't you triple check things?
Yeah, there's always something waiting in the weeds for you. All right, Gwynn and Chris coming back after more traffic.
From the
All right, a lot of things have happened on the show today for our guy over here, Matt Scraby. Some of it good, some of it not so good.
If that wasn't my life in a nutshell in the last 20 minutes, the high of highs of winning Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show and the low of lows realizing that I really messed up that question.
You totally messed it up because apparently every stadium in baseball now has held the home run contest twice. And you were like, "I'm the only one who's ever done it."
What?
And now people are texting in from everywhere. Well, this stadium had it. That one did it. This one did it.
I know. Anyway. That is me in a nutshell.
Yeah, but it's okay. Evan won the contest today. He did come up with Derek Jeter, which was really good.
That was good.
On the final question, winning, what was it, MVP of the All-Star game?
And World Series MVP in the same year.
Wow, it's a good year for Derek Jeter. All right, a couple of things. Now, the All-Star game's still about 45 minutes away. We'll keep you up to date there. Well, we're on till 6. Scraby continues with the Chronicles tonight until 7. As far as just catching up anybody who's, just jumping in the car here on any news today, it's a day off for news. It really is. I can tell you this, Cal Raleigh's Derby victory, the Dumper Derby, was a big winner in the ratings game last night for ESPN.
I have no idea why.
People love that dirt.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not.
You don't think it's because of Cal Raleigh?
No, I don't think it's because of the contestants at all. There wasn't like a contestant that jumped out at me as like, I need to see that guy. Maybe O'Neal Cruz because of all the talk of him hitting the ball so hard, but I don't know.
Yeah,
there's better lineups in the past.
5,000 or 5 million, 5.7 million last year, 5.4 million. So a little bit better. Home Run Derby continues to get good ratings.
I think I was saying this last night. I think their TV product of the Home Run Derby is fantastic. They have the shot.
They got the
ball tracer
technology now. The ball tracer really helps.
It tells you all the StatCast stuff. You can see how, like, even when they hit it, it's yellow, and then it goes red if it's a home run, and if it's still yellow,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Back in the old days when old Chris Berman used to do it, and it was but you couldn't see anything. I mean, you barely could see the ball 90% of the time. Now it's much easier.
And there's always, if it was here in Petco, he hit it all the way to Escondido. You just pick some random city in the vicinity.
I wanted to talk about the Chargers with you, but this just popped into my storyline here.
Oh, what?
I remember this guy. Ooh, this is a gruesome story.
I actually didn't put it in our thing because I didn't think you wanted to talk about it.
Dan Serafini was a major league pitcher. He was not a great anything, but he pitched for the Padres for a little while.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started with the Twins and the Cubs and the Padres and the Pirates and the Reds and the Rockies. Okay, so he went to a bunch of places. He played 10 years. Won 15 games, had a save in there, So anyway, Dan Serafini, pitcher, left-hander, wouldn't really know anything about him other than, that he was a pitcher.
He was a pitcher.
But I mean, I've heard the name, Today, he is found guilty of first-degree murder.
Moida.
Dang. Shot his father-in-law and killed him and left his mother-in-law injured.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible story. My goodness. You don't normally get stuff that sobering on the sports wire there.
Well, I had a question, and I was going to make this a Big Five question, but I didn't because I didn't think you really wanted to talk about it. But like, why is this news? Like, why does every sports website report this? Because I had no idea who he was.
Well, okay, I do. And I think if if some celebrity, even a celebrity that you don't know personally, does something this notorious, it's going to be reported.
I understand that, but
you don't watch every show. I mean, but somebody from somewhere. This guy he's from San Francisco area, by the way.
DC Animal says, I grew up with him. Brandon said Ben Higgins said he interviewed him when he did pre and post back in the day.
Yeah, year 2000, he played with the Padres. Only 3 games. but he was a Padre for a moment there. That's kind of a freaky one. Ooh,
it sounds like it was.
Yeah, no,
a dispute, a dumb dispute. I'm saying dumb as in he was taking this dispute way too seriously.
I would say so. Anyway, all right, that just kind of shook me a little bit. I wasn't really ready for that one.
Yeah, it's a terrible story. But was he charged or found guilty?
No, he's found guilty.
Okay,
that's it. He's sentenced August 18th. So yeah, it's. Oh boy!
I heard that there were cameras and they caught a guy in like dark clothing just walking around, and it's just scary. Like to think that. What does it say anything about his wife, or was she in on it?
Okay, now you're getting me dig here a little bit. 33-year-old Samantha Scott was charged as a co-defendant.
Oh, so okay.
I don't know if that's his wife, but potentially, I guess. Let's see. Oh, hang on. The victims were his father-in-law, who was found dead. Also shot was his wife, the father-in-law. She recovered from injuries, but died by suicide 1 year later. Oh, my God.
Yes.
This whole story's getting horrible, horrifying.
It's a really sad story.
My goodness. Samantha Scott, who I assume was his wife?
I'm going to go look it up.
Yeah, she was introduced. No, she was introduced as a close friend. Anyway. Oh, Aaron was married to Serafini, testified they had an open marriage. Oh, my God.
Okay.
This guy had a romantic Okay, so there was a lot of crazy stuff going. I mean, I don't even want to even remotely.
Samantha Scott is his extramarital or romantic partner, according to SF Gate.
This one's so weird, and it's too fresh to have even any kooky fun with. But like, you're going to tune in one day on what do you call it, 2020 or Dateline or one of those, and this is going to be like the story, and you're going to watch it.
A Netflix episode,
right? And you're going to what?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to, how did any of this happen?
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah, that's really sad. All right, sorry to do that to everybody, but it just struck me. I had to share it. Former Padre player. So there you go. More Gwynn and Chris. We'll try to pick up our spirits here a little bit.
Wow.
Come back on 97.3 The Fan.
Joseph Musgrove in the building.
Give him a round of applause, everyone.
What's up? It's not a bad setup right here, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. How you doing, Joe?
I feel great, man. Yeah, really good. Excited.
I heard you say on the stage today, 2 months away from throwing a baseball.
Yeah.
What are those 2 months going to be like for you?
A lot of patience, you know. I've been working really hard, man. Been really diligent with the rehab. The strengthening stuff has all been, right on par. I've kind of hit every checkpoint with ease, and that was something that was told to me early on. Is like, really give it the time that you need on the front end. You don't throw for 6 months regardless, so. Don't try to go out and be a hero and get yourself throwing in 4 months. Just, do all the rehab, hit all the checkpoints, and then, maybe make up some time on the back end, once I'm consistently throwing. So strength feels really good. It's just, getting the shoulder moving again and back in like certain ranges before I start playing catch.
For those who may not know, I don't think it was ever going to be in question whether Joe was going to attack his rehab the way he has already started to attack it. This is one of the most hard-working people I've ever been around. But this is new territory for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a guy who I consider well-educated on anything he's about to walk through.
Yeah.
What was your education like leading up to surgery? I know you must have talked to a billion people. You don't leave stones unturned.
Yeah.
What was that like, getting yourself prepared for this surgery?
Yeah, I got a notebook full of pages of conversations, phone calls, doctor visits. I vetted 3-4 different doctor options. Called everybody I knew that had Tommy John, called guys that had it twice, and what the difference was the second time around compared to the first. So
this is your first, correct?
My first one, yeah. So I feel like I've done every bit of the homework that I could. I feel like I was as prepared and as educated on the process as possible, and now it's just putting the the lessons that I've learned from other people and their experiences along with the feel and the trust that I have for myself.
We're talking to Joe Musgrove here on 97.3 The Fan. And Joe, last year you called into our show, and
yeah, there we go.
You played a prank on me, and it was a really good prank because my heart stopped a beat for a second, and it still does. But I appreciate you doing that. This is the first time we've actually been able to talk about it.
Little locker room talk. It's all good, baby.
I told him, I told these folks, his eyes almost popped out of his head when Joe got on that phone.
Well, yeah, when I'm told I can't come into the clubhouse, it's a little concerning, considering, I'm not that crazy of a guy, but
no,
anyway.
you're good by us down there. You're
Okay,
welcome
good.
whenever.
All right. I just wanted to ask you about the mental side of things, because it's got to be hard knowing you're coming into the year you're not going to pitch.
Right.
But you still have to keep working. How do you stay in that zone?
I think, first off, it's a little bit of a relief. It's a chance to kind of step back from, the constant mentality and approach of like being on edge and getting ready and prepared, and just the stresses that, any ball player deals with on the day-to-day of like mechanics feeling out of whack, or as spring gets closer, maybe you haven't hit the checkpoints that you want to hit, or things aren't, as consistent as you like it to be. So not having to deal with those stresses has been super nice. I've been able to focus on life a little bit, got engaged, got a new home, made some moves. So it's been really good. And I think, once I had the surgery, I knew what was ahead of me and, how long the road was. And, it took a little while to get to a good headspace, but I feel like I'm in a great spot now. And, I was saying earlier out on the stage, I'm not claiming to be Superman, but I really believe in my ability to heal and, my ability to, to push my body and get it ready. So I'm preparing and shooting for a return in the postseason at some point. And if, we're a month away from that and I realize it's a long shot, I'm completely fine with, sitting out and, preparing for 26. But I keep myself busy, man. I've really tried to be an extension of the coaching staff and, provide, assistance and help and, experience and, things that help these younger guys and, some of our guys that are transitioning to a starting role, help their careers grow. So, keep myself busy and keeping tasks, to have, at my fingertips, things to work on has been a good relief for me.
Joseph Musgrove in the building.
Give him a round of applause, everyone.
What's up? It's not a bad setup right here, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. How you doing, Joe?
I feel great, man. Yeah, really good. Excited.
I heard you say on the stage today, 2 months away from throwing a baseball.
Yeah.
What are those 2 months going to be like for you?
A lot of patience, I've been working really hard, man. Been really diligent with the rehab. The strengthening stuff has all been, right on par. I've kind of hit every checkpoint with ease. And that was something that was told to me early on is like, really give it the time that you need on the front end. You don't throw for 6 months regardless. So, don't try to go out and be a hero and get yourself throwing in 4 months. Just, do all the rehab, hit all the checkpoints, and then, maybe make up some time on the back end, once I'm consistently throwing. So strength feels really good. It's just, getting the shoulder moving again and back in like certain ranges before I start playing catch.
For those who may not know, I don't think it was ever going to be in question whether Joe was going to attack his rehab the way he has already started to attack it. This is one of the most hard-working people I've ever been around. But this is new territory for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
or something uplifting there. I couldn't find anything. Like, God forbid it should be National French Fry Day or something fun like that.
What day is it?
I don't know. Look it up.
Let's see.
4:35 is the time. Chris Ello and Tony Gwynn Jr.'s idle for a couple of days. The All-Star break. Mr. Scraby and Gwynn and Chris until 6 o'clock tonight. And then Scraby, the Chronicles, from 6 to 7 this evening.
I hate your camera.
It just
every time you get up, it follows
it's a problem.
you. It is a problem.
I don't mind that it follows me. It just doesn't follow me back.
It doesn't follow you back.
Come back. In the 5 o'clock hour, something to look ahead. Fox, I think MLB on Fox.
Yes.
Issued, and it's been all over the Instagram stuff this week. I don't know where you saw it, but I saw it as well. The all-time major league team for every team.
Oh, yes. I saw it on Twitter.
And so one of them is the Padres.
Yep.
So we'll go over that in the 5 o'clock hour. Don't like the list.
Really?
Personally.
Really?
Well, there's a couple of things that are just, to me, like not even a contest.
Interesting.
So
seriously,
I'll tell you who they picked. Well, yeah, I think you're going to have the same problem I do, but we'll find out. That's will be in the 5 o'clock hour.
Is it because Tony Gwynn Sr. and Fernando play the same position?
It might be.
I knew it.
It also, well, the whole outfield is kind of a mishmash.
But yeah, they did it in a way of it's just the outfield.
But that's not fair. Can't do that.
Fernando could play left field.
He could, but he didn't. Has he ever played left field?
No.
Okay, well, then he can't be the all-time left fielder, can he?
Did Tony Gwynn play any other position other
Played
than right
a
field?
little center field.
Okay, there
enough
you go.
to where you could sneak him there.
Okay.
But Winfield would have to be in left, and Fernando would have to be in right under those.
I think Fernando, let me check, but I
Under
think Fernando
those-
has played center field.
Restriction, or yeah, he might have played some center field also.
Let me see.
I just look before we get further into it. Did Fernando ever step foot in left field?
No, I don't think so.
Even for a day?
I definitely don't think so. I'm trying to get to
According to this, he is not.
Yeah.
He did play a little center field, though.
Okay, so that counts. He played.
Yeah,
he's played
even.
5 center or 12 center field
All right,
games.
don't. You're having the whole discussion now.
Okay,
we're doing
all
it
right.
at 5 o'clock.
All right.
Right now, we're checking traffic and getting into whatever you came up with for the Big Five.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Eliminate Termite, the Orange Oil experts. Got a few things that might slow you down a bit. Crash on southbound 805 just past University. Couple cars over the right shoulder. Also a stalled work truck on the Nimitz Boulevard on-ramp to eastbound 8. Further east on the 8, accident just before College. Motorcycle involved in this one. It's got the 2 left lanes blocked. On scene and getting reports of a possible brush or encampment fire northbound 5 just before Pershing. Some smoke visible from the right shoulder. Have termites? Eliminate Termite inspects, treats, and repairs termite damage, all with a full structural warranty. Their orange oil treatment is safe for people, pets, and the planet. No tent, no move out. Protect your home naturally. Schedule a free inspection at eliminatetermite.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. I know I usually save number 5 for a Padres-related question, but we're going to start with a Dodgers/Padres-related question. And Dodgers manager Dave Roberts keep getting caught in injury lies, and another one has been realized. Last week, Chris, he told the media, Michael Kopech, not a big deal. He'll be back shortly. Next day, he was on the 60-day IL with meniscus surgery.
Is it possible he just didn't know?
No.
Wow.
You don't think? Okay, it's possible. It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
I mean, his outlook could have changed, is what I'm saying.
In 12 hours? Maybe. I guess you're right. I
don't know. I'm gonna
the
stick
reason
up
I brought it up last week is because some of the Dodgers fans are getting kind of annoyed with Dave Roberts constantly fibbing about injuries. But
we've been we say the same thing about
yes,
Mike Schilt.
and we did bring that up. Yes.
And we don't know whether Mike Schilt is really fibbing or if things just change.
But it's okay. You're right.
We don't know.
I keep trying to make excuses, and then I keep coming to my senses and
Mike
saying you're
Schilt-
right.
Mike Schilt said Jackson Merrill's kind of be wait and see tomorrow. And he was gone for 5 weeks.
I was like, tomorrow? They're not
Yeah.
even playing a game
No, but
tomorrow.
you know what I mean? Remember that?
Yes.
Like, we'll see how he feels tomorrow. Well, okay, 5 weeks later or whatever it was, he was back.
I brought that same exact situation up. Anyway, in May, Dave Roberts said the Dodgers were going to have to prepare for life without Roki Sasaki for the rest of the season. This week, however, he said he is expecting him back soon. When asked for an update heading into the All-Star break, Roberts says Sasaki is pain-free and progressing in his throwing program. He even said he could return sometime in, quote, late August. So, Chris, did the Padres, quote-unquote, dodge a bullet with Roki Sasaki? This is a loaded question.
You mean like if we would have got him,
he would have been damaged. He would not damaged goods, but he would be injured and he wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah, you can't say that.
It's Monday morning quarterback.
It is. It's just there's too many different variables.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have pitched the same day. He would have pitched in daytime instead of the nighttime. There's a Padre. I'll say this. Based on all the injuries the Padres have had in the pitching, I would say that I would have liked to have gotten Roki Sasaki.
Mm-hmm.
However, they would have gotten Roki Sasaki. You can say goodbye to Nick Pivetta. He'd have never been here.
That is a good
You think you think they would have signed them both? I don't.
Well, Roki Sasaki his money came from a different pool.
I just don't think they would have signed them both. I think they would have used the money for something else.
I don't disagree with you.
So I'm going to go back on the question now and say, yes, they dodged a bullet by not getting Roki Sasaki because they ended up, fortunately, with Nick Pivetta.
I like how you worked your way through that.
I was going to say, I came upon that as I was going along there.
Because I was going to say, no, they didn't dodge a bullet because you're right. There's too many different variables. You don't know what would have happened if he was working with the Padres staff or who he was pitching against. But you're right. If they do get Sasaki, they probably don't get Nick Pivetta, and it's worked out better. Now, let's just be honest. Next year, Roki Sasaki could be a Cy Young Award winner. Who knows?
Right. So that's why you can't answer that question definitively.
Definitively. All right.
Number 4.
MLB's fearless commissioner Rob Manfred defended Major League Baseball's decision to add Brewers pitcher Jacob Mizorowski to the All-Star game. Manfred, speaking to the Baseball Writers Association of America, cited, quote, the excitement that was going to be generated, the fan interest in seeing this guy. He's a very, very good pitcher on a very, very good run right now. Do I understand 5 starts is short? Yeah, I do. And I do. And do I want to make them the norm? No, I don't. But I think it was the right decision given where we were. I didn't. I don't need one. My thing is Rob Manfred, did he need to say this? The answer is no, he did not need to say it. Did he make it worse when he said something? Yes, he made it worse when he said something, because here's where it goes wrong with me. The excitement that was going to be generated, the fan interest in seeing this guy. If you were to ask 100 baseball fans, I don't think I don't even think a quarter would know who Jacob Mizorowski is. So I don't know where the fan excitement outside of the Brewers is being generated. I think he's trying to justify it, and it's not coming across to me in a good way. So I think that Rob Manfred should not have said anything. There's no question here.
Well, I'm sure he was asked about it, so he probably.
Oh, of course he was, but he should have said.
Answer. No.
He should have said.
No comment. I gotta say something.
He shouldn't have said the excitement was going to be generated.
It's the only thing you can say, because there's no way the guy deserves to be on the All-Star team. Next question, I say.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, I mean,
number 3.
Again, we talked about it yesterday. There's no world in which this guy should be in the All-Star team. None. It's to me, it's somewhat laughable. It's almost. I don't want to say it.
Say it.
No.
Oh, wow. It's that much of a self-edit.
Yeah, I got to self-edit this.
Okay. You'll tell me off the air.
Well, it's close.
Here's about to say it.
No, I don't want to. I just want
All
to
right,
say,
let's move on then.
It's not a sideshow. It should be the best players in baseball. And you're saying, I mean, you could have somebody who qualified as kind of a sideshow act and say, well, they're going to generate interest, so we're going to put them in the All-Star game. But they're not one of the best players. That's what the point I was trying to get to.
I can't remember which player said this, but there was an article asking players at the All-Star game about it, and they said they don't even think that a player from every single team should be on there, because they think the All-Star game is about the best players in baseball, not the best player on each team in baseball.
But there's also an argument that goes, and this favors like a Fernando. Should the All-Star team just be judged on 3 months of play?
No,
because that's what you're basically doing when you tell me.
I guess you have to,
right? Seiya Suzuki's got a better year than Fernando, but maybe overall, Fernando's quite a bit better than Seiya Suzuki. So which guy should be taken?
But Fernando was also voted in by his peers, by rest of players and stuff.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying there.
Number 3.
Former Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback Greg McElroy shared yesterday that Nick Saban is expected to coach again. He said a person in the know told McElroy He believes Saban will leave TV work and return to coaching. Quote, this is a little bit out of left field, but the question was asked of me, a very much in-the-know person that I have a lot of respect for and have spent a lot of time around and really, really admire. They seem to think Nick Saban's not done coaching. I had a similar reaction. He's pretty adamant that he thinks Nick Saban will be coaching again. Look, if it wasn't someone notable, I'd never say a word. ESPN's Paul Feinbaum was with him during this, and he disagreed with this notion. He said no when asked by McElroy if he bought the return to coaching rumors. Now, the question is, Chris, does college football need Nick Saban?
No, but we need Paul Feinbaum, and if he says he's not coaching, then he's not going to. I can't stand Paul Feinbaum. Why do you even bring him up in my presence?
Because he was a part of the story.
He is so self-important, right? And you know me, I don't like that stuff.
No,
Same
I don't
as you.
either. I don't either.
Does he need? No. Still going. The only thing that's killing college football is the almighty dollar and the greed, all of that. Not Nick Saban's absence.
Yeah, I don't think college football needs Nick Saban, but it will be a massive story if he does come back to coach somewhere.
Yeah, it would.
This would be headlines on every single sports thing.
I'll tell you the only thing that would make it kind of cool. Yeah, I know this is going to be crazy. It won't happen for sure. But if he came back at a mid-major somewhere that, wasn't like the SEC almighty powerhouse.
True.
And took a team like, I just used throwing. What if he took Western Kentucky and said, hey, I'm going to coach these kids up.
I like that.
Get the best players I can and see what I can do.
I like that.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would actually root for Nick Saban there.
I'm with you.
But if he's just going to go to, Texas where they have more money than God and he's going to get everything he needs, well, that's not even a challenge for him.
I agree with all of that.
Okay.
Number 2.
Indiana Fever guard and all-star team captain Caitlin Clark will participate in her first three-point contest as a pro on Friday as a part of WNBA All-Star Weekend, the league announced today. She'll be joined by New York Liberty's Sabrina Ionescu, Washington Mystics' Sonia Citron, the Los Angeles Sparks' Kelsey Plum, and Atlanta Dreams' Alicia Gray, the defending champion of the event. I'm up first. Is this a lineup you will tune in for? The answer is no. And it's not because of the lineup. It's because I don't care about the men's three-point shooting contest. I don't watch any of the NBA All-Star festivities anymore. And I don't think it's any different for the WNBA. Three-point contest, whatever. Yes, it's a big deal to have Caitlin Clark do it. But for me, it's not a lineup I'm going to tune in for just because I don't normally watch it anyway. Chris?
I would like to see it.
Okay.
I do enjoy the three-point contest, but I'm tired of seeing the guys do it, and usually it's guys that aren't players. Like if you put Steph Curry in it and you put, give me
Devin Booker,
the 7 best shooters in the NBA, I'd probably want to see it. But I don't really care to see some backup guy for the Wizards who shoots 52%. That doesn't interest me. So this is the best the WNBA has. I want to see Kelsey Plum. I want to see Citron, who's a really exciting rookie. I want to see Caitlin Clark. And I want to see Ionescu and the other gal's the defending champ. Here's the only rub that some might point out. Goes to what we were just talking about with the baseball all-star game. Caitlin Clark, statistically, should be nowhere near this contest.
She's not a good three-point shooter.
She is, but this year she's shooting 29%.
That's what I meant.
Right? She's not been good at all. But who else is going to move the needle and make people tune in? Caitlin Clark is.
And I'll give her credit for doing it because we don't see big athletes do this anymore.
Yes, good for you guys, man. Continue. Look, WNBA, nobody supports the women basketball more on the air probably than me. But WNBA, you got a long way to go to get to the popularity of NBA. It's okay, but keep doing the right thing. And this is the right thing by getting your best players out there.
Number 1.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers started their foray into football in 1976, Chris, becoming the first 0-14 team in NFL history.
Well, they also went to 0-12 to start the next season.
Okay, that's amazing.
It was a rough
0-26.
It was a rough start, yeah.
However, The Buccaneers are going to bring back the orange, or what do they call them, the creamsicle
Creamsicles?
uniforms, and they're going to wear them in
For
their
good?
home opener.
Oh,
No,
just home
marking
opener.
the first time since that inaugural season that the Bucs have worn their complete original uniforms for the 50th anniversary. My question,
50th anniversary. Okay.
My question
Wait,
is
next
this.
year or this year? Next year's the 50th anniversary, is it not?
It says they're going to do it this year.
Well, I guess this year's the 50th season.
50th season. There you
Right,
go.
okay.
There you go. My question to you is, why do we like these uniforms so much? Oh, my answer is, I don't know, but I do like them. I think maybe because they're so rare that they wear them, but I'm looking forward to this.
I'm going to say, here's my answer, and I don't know if this is a good one, but I am kind of a crazy
uniform
guy.
Yes,
as
you
know.
are. Yes, you are.
And I'd have to go back, and I can't because 50 years ago is too long ago. When the Buccaneers were busy going 0-26 in their initial 2 years, since they played in South Florida, they always wore white at home, and then they'd wear white on the road. There are very few photos from the 70s that you can find of the Buccaneers in their orange uniforms because they hardly ever wore them. And now that all this time has gone by, people want to see that because it's something they really never got to see at the time. That's my only answer.
Okay. I get that.
There are pictures of them, the orange now, but if you go back in the day, they hardly ever wore the orange. Very similar to the Cowboys who hardly ever wear the blue. You don't see the Dolphins in the aqua. Those teams almost always wear white at home. So I think that the other jersey stands out when they wear it.
I could buy that.
I
also
like
think
the
there's
creamsicle. I don't remember it being a big thing back then, though. I'll tell you that. In the 70s, when they first came in, nobody said, whoa, I love those. Right? Nobody said that.
When I play Madden, if I'm the Buccaneers, I'm definitely choosing these uniforms.
You want to see them.
I actually don't even really like the Buccaneers uniforms that they have now. I think that they're weird. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's
a good one.
I'm not
It's
a good
fair
fashion person either. So
Nor am I. But, I mean, we all have uniforms. Uniforms don't mean anything, ultimately, but they kind of do.
I was going to say
Right?
nostalgia,
They kinda
maybe,
do.
but nostalgia of
That's
an
how you
0-26 season.
That's how you identify your team. Well, okay, but in the fourth year of the Buccaneers, they wore those creamsicles all the way to the NFC Championship game. So there was some history. It took a few years to get underway.
All right.
Doug Williams was the quarterback.
Okay.
And they lost to the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC title game that year, 9-0.
What was the famous question
exactly
to
a
Doug
thriller.
Williams in the Super Bowl?
I'm not going to say it. It was awful.
Oh, I thought
in
I thought it was like just a bad look for the reporter, but it was.
No, it was such a horrible look for the reporter. It was before the Super Bowl that he played when he was with the Redskins here.
Yeah.
At the end of the 1987 season, Super Bowl 22. The guy asked him how long he'd been a black quarterback.
Oh, that's what it was.
It's the dumbest question in the history of man.
And when he said, "What, my whole life?"
I don't know what he said, but I know it's the worst question I've ever
Do
heard.
you think that reporter crawled into a hole and never came out? I know I would if I asked a question like that.
You imagine everybody's face like, what?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's a pretty dumb question.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
All right, that's it for the big
Happy hour coming up. We're going to talk about the Padres and their all-time team, MLB on Fox. You don't know what you're doing.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest
time. Chrisella, Tony Gwynn Jr. idle for a couple of days with the All-Star break at hand. Mr. Scraby alongside here as we roll into the final hour of the Gwynn and Chris program today on 97.3 The Fan. Happy Hour brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans. Since 2006, baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Call GL Pools, mention radio. You get a free month of pool service. Baseball All-Star Game gets started here after the rigmarole is taken care of. One of my favorite parts of the All-Star Game always used to be the player introductions at the beginning. I like when they lined up over there and they kind of showed everybody in their uniform and everybody's out there. So I think we'll have that again this year because they went back to letting the teams wear their own uniforms. So I like that. Of course, we're watching a little of the telecast right now, and at the moment, it's a rap concert.
It's Ludacris, man.
Is that my
on the
guy?
left? Luda,
my guy Ludacris. Well,
my guy.
Ludacris. Let me apologize then. If it's Ludacris,
Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play and we ride on the things like every day.
Okay, thank you very little.
Ludacris was like my era.
I like Ludacris. I'm not kidding you. I actually think I don't know his music.
I don't know who the other guy is, but it says on the back of his jersey, the mayor.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know any of Ludacris's music, but I do like Ludacris.
Okay.
I've seen him in, some movies and things like that. I think he
is funny in
a good
those,
actor.
what are the Fast and the Furious?
Some of his movie roles and things. I enjoy Ludacris, but I don't know his music.
I also enjoy him because
I have to admit.
he had a concert canceled one time, and then he just walked through the mall doing his concert for everyone.
That was nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Here comes.
Is Ludacris's first name truly Chris? Does anybody know?
I'm looking it up.
Oh my goodness!
Good? Oh my good!
No,
Oh my good!
They're introducing the players now during the Ludacris concert.
Christopher Brian Bridges.
Okay, see, there you go. So he is a Chris.
Yes.
Stuff you need to know. And stuff you'll only get on this program.
And there's so many people in the cars like, man, these guys don't know anything about pop culture.
You know what? That's not true because I know who Rick Springfield is, and you didn't know who you know what I mean?
That's true.
We all have our eras, so you just gotta just understand that that's the way it goes.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta stop and Poncho Cornwallis on the chat has something to say.
What does he have?
Javier Baez is a player that the Padres could have gotten for Xander Bogaerts at the beginning of the year.
Oh.
He is starting at center field for the Tigers in the All-Star game. Please, Poncho Cornwallis, please go look at Javier Baez's stats the last 4 years.
One of the worst players in baseball.
He was a joke last year for swinging at everything.
One of the absolute worst players in baseball.
Yes, he had a resurgence this year, but.
And a remarkable resurgence for Baez.
I just had to stop it down for Poncho Cornwallis.
Javier it sounds like he's laughing at your name, Poncho. I just want to let you know that. I used to have a dog named Poncho, so I'm
not laughing at Poncho. It's just funny that. Anyway,
I appreciate the name Poncho because I had a dog. I had Poncho and Cisco.
Oh,
2 big dogs back in the day.
All right.
Yeah, Javi Baez hit 184 last year with 6 homers. Pretty hard to imagine that he was going to bounce back with an all-star performance this year.
Very hard to imagine.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep an eye on the all-star game for you.
Manny Machado just got announced as a starter. That was cool. Chris just looks up like
Manny
cool.
Machado.
Yeah.
I just love the fact they're wearing their unis.
They are. Their hats are different though.
Good. Yeah, well, they can doll up the hats if they want. At least they're wearing their unis. So great to have that back. All right, Fox is carrying the game tonight, but MLB on Fox did a all-time team for every team. Now, they took way too many liberties, and I've seen many of these, Scraby.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
They're all over the place. You see them on Twitter, Instagram. I'm sure you can go online. And they have like a little graphic, and it has each player in their position and a picture of them. And so it's the all-time lineup for every team in baseball. And we're only considered for the moment with the Padres. But I saw several that just didn't, they didn't make sense. They really, truly didn't. And I don't think the Padres won. They put a lot of thought into it. They just didn't. You can't have an outfield that has Fernando Tatis in left field. He's never been a left fielder.
Now, what's above his name?
Outfield. But
yes,
you can't, to pick an all-time team, you have to put the player at the position that they play.
I don't disagree with this.
And if you really got to squeeze Fernando in there because he should be a member of the all-time team, put him at shortstop at least. I don't think you can put him in left field. And you certainly can't put him in right field because that's where Tony's dad has to be.
And you can't put him at shortstop. Has he played more right field than he has in shortstop?
It's pretty close, I would think. Now, you'd be splitting hairs here. I mean, I'm going to look it up because I know it's pretty close.
I can look it up for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you really got to get Fernando on, and I think you probably should, you put him at shortstop. Why? The Padres don't have a standout shortstop.
Oh, yeah, he played 242 games at short. He's played 345 in right.
So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So you could get away, to me, with putting Fernando at shortstop. With apologies to Gary Templeton, who's still a San Diego guy and a bit of a legend. He was here on the team that went to the first World Series in '84. He was a Silver Slugger winner that year. He made the All-Star team the next year. Tempe was a fabulous player and a fabulous part of the community, and he always has been. I know that Tony Jr. and Tempe Jr. were like best buddies.
Yes, they were.
So this would be somewhat blasphemous for me to be saying this if Tony were sitting over there. But, I mean, I could put Fernando at shortstop over Tempe. Me personally, if you don't want to put Fernando at shortstop, I loved Khalil Green. And I know that Templeton would probably get the nod from most of you. But just look up the statistics is all I'm saying before you concede it. Khalil Green's OPS as a Padre was 100 points higher than Templeton's was. 100 points. Not very close, really. Khalil Green played here 7 years. Tempe played here 10 years. I always like Khalil Green. But anyway, that's the shortstop in the outfield position. The other issue...
he hit 27. Khalil Green hit 27 home runs in 2007.
Khalil Green was a highlight every night, Scraby. I will never forget watching this guy make play after play. He didn't win any Gold Gloves either, like Manny, but he made plays like I've never seen a guy make. Manny's got to be the third baseman. Dave Winfield has to be in the outfield, but he needs to be in left field. That's where he didn't play much center field. So your outfield has to be Tony in right, Winfield in left, and then you're going to need a center fielder, and you can't put Fernando there. You can even give me an argument for Jackson Merrill.
I was
already.
just thinking that because
It's
of
early.
his rookie season was
It's
historically
so
good
spectacular,
for
right.
the Padres.
But until further notice, Steve Finley is probably a pretty good center fielder. You're not going to get a lot of arguments for that. And then, what do you do with Fernando? Well, again, shortstop. It's hard to put Fernando at DH, although I would consider it. Because with Manny at third, you need Ken Caminiti in there somewhere, and he was an MVP winner, so you got to figure that out. Adrian Gonzalez, to me, is an easy choice at first base. Benito behind the plate. And then I have an argument at second base. They went with Jake. And you know how much I like Jake Cronenworth.
Yeah.
I think Mark Loretto was a better Padre.
So far.
Yeah, to this point.
Yeah.
Now, Loretta did not play all of his time with the Padres. I know he played with Milwaukee, the Astros. I want to see just how many years Loretta played for the Padres.
He played
actually.
2003 through 2005.
Only 3. That would be your argument on Loretta. Only 3 years. But his .314 batting average is the second best behind Tony in club history. I've just always been a Mark Loretta fan. Jake, I would give Loretta the nod, but you can have a pretty good, yelling match there if you want to.
Adam on the chat says Kilvio Veras.
And Alan Wiggins. Okay, Veras was good, but Alan Wiggins was better if you're looking for a fast leadoff stolen base guy. Alan Wiggins, who played on the '84 team and batted ahead of Tony's dad. Pitcher Jake Peavy. Got no issues. I think he's the best starting pitcher we've ever had, with all due respect to Randy.
That's what people were very upset that Randy Jones didn't get it, because outside of Blake Snell, Randy Jones is the only other Padres pitcher, right?
No, don't say it.
Okay, never mind.
Gaylord Perry also won a Cy Young before you say
Thank you for saving me.
You're welcome. Randy, let's put it this way. I've never had dinner with Jake Peavy. And I have broken bread with Randy, so I should just on merit alone pick Randy. But I don't have an issue with Jake Peavy. They're both, Randy's 2 years were unapproachable. 75 and 76, nothing will ever top those. I think Jake was better for longer. Yeah, I just think I'm trying to give a fair analysis of it.
I'm listening to you. You have way more experience with this.
Trevor's easily the reliever, and Boch is your manager. Anyway, it's always fun to, talk about that stuff because everybody's got a little different opinion. And that's what makes that part of it fun. It's your team. You pick your favorite team. That's what's good about it. There isn't always a correct answer. Who would want to do the Yankee one?
Oh, gosh.
What are you going to put, Joe DiMaggio in center? Maybe Mickey Mantle.
And Aaron Judge. Juan Soto.
Nah, sorry. Don't get me started
So wait,
there.
did we ever name, if you were going to say that this list had to have a left fielder, center fielder, right fielder, who would you have named left field?
Winfield.
Okay. And then center field? Jackson.
Finley.
Okay.
But with Jackson
We
Merrill.
did already talk about
with
that.
Jackson Merrill making a little, push.
Yeah, but Tony Gwynn definitely right field.
Tony's got right field. There's he's Mr. Padre. Can't be replaced.
Someone
out
said,
there.
sorry, no Soto for the Yankees. I know, I was kidding.
Yeah, you were
He
kidding.
was only there for a year. But Aaron Judge definitely should be on the list.
Stop kidding in my presence about Juan Soto. I don't do that very well. Yeah, the Yankees would be a tough one.
With the Red Sox would probably any team that's been around for over 100 years would be tough because they've had some great players at some point.
Yeah. No, you're right. And, that's a thing that I think is the toughest about baseball is how do you compare Honus Wagner's 8 batting titles to Tony Gwynn's? What did he get? 7, Tony? You know what I mean?
Well,
who's better? I don't know. Honus Wagner played in 1900.
Yeah, he had the butcher from down the street pitching to him.
I don't know. He had a couple of 40-game winners. He had Cy Young. He had Christy Mathewson. He had Walter Johnson.
I mean, if you're facing the guy who the award's named after,
Right,
I guess that's pretty good feather in your cap.
Right. I mean, he had a few names. I'm not saying they're better. How many? I should know offhand exactly how many batting titles Tony had. I think it was 7.
7 sounds right to me.
It sounds right.
I'm not even going to attempt.
He won 7 Silver Sluggers. So that's good.
So that's. I mean, they named the batting title after Tony Gwynn Sr.
He had 8.
Oh.
Tony had 8 batting titles. Sorry, Tony.
I'm gonna text Tony Gwynn Jr.
I feel terrible.
Right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm gonna say Chris just shorted your dad a batting title.
I did. He won 3 in a row twice.
Wow. So Arise.
He won 4 in a row. He won 3 in a row once and 4 in a row once. Sorry.
Man, he shorted him.
I shorted one of my greatest,
one of your
baseball
friends.
connections. I know. Should know that just right away.
Oh, poor Ken Griffey is on TV right now, and he's sweating.
Ken Griffey
looks like
needs
me.
a shower. He
looks like me.
But I will say this: he still looks like the kid.
He does. He looks great.
He's going to look like the kid.
He looks great.
All right, Padres all-time team. Fun to kick around. More Gwynn and Chris after traffic.
From the
5:22 is the time. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game starts at 5 o'clock tonight, which means they actually haven't started. 22 minutes of pregame activity. Have they cleared Ludacris and company off the field yet?
I believe so.
But they just had a bunch of kids run out there.
They're all taking their position, which is nice. You were going to crush it for a second.
I know. Get them off of there. Let's go.
Let's get this game going.
I kind of like, I don't even say I kind of like. I do like Sundays when the Padres run out there and somebody goes to everybody,
Oh, the military members?
Somebody runs out to every
cool.
position. They sign a ball, the whole thing.
That is very cool.
Good. All right, 5:22 is the time. Scraby's got something on the Chargers and some I didn't know about this, so I'm going to let you remind us what's going on here. I didn't hear about this.
So
I knew they were coming down here for a couple of practices.
Yes.
I didn't know that they're actually selling tickets to it.
They are. Well, it's like the first day was exclusively given to active duty military and veterans.
Okay, but all right, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, they're selling tickets to it, but Tuesday, July 22nd, the Chargers are going to be practicing at USD. And then on Wednesday, July 23rd, they will also be practicing at USD. And those tickets are all taken up basically. So what I wanted to get into is that I was reading an article earlier today saying,
wait, repeat this again. The Chargers are practicing. They're coming down from LA.
Yes.
For some of training camp.
2 days.
2 days. And it's going to be in San Diego at USD.
Correct.
And instead of just saying we're coming down and everybody come out, they're actually selling tickets to this.
And the reason is because it's a very small venue. They don't want a bunch of people showing up and not being able to get in. So I understand that. I understand that.
That seems fair.
But here's where the argument is. They're saying, this article I was reading, they're saying that this proves that San Diego Chargers fans are starting to come back around. And I don't really think this proves anything because it's not like the Chargers moved to Oregon or something and then they're coming down here. They moved 2 hours away, which means that fans can drive down and see their team. Now, I still don't even think that means that the Chargers fans here in town have forgiven them. And I talked to a lot of Chargers fans that have not forgiven the Chargers. But to just basically say, oh, yeah, this proves to me.
Oh, so you're saying the fact that these two practices are sold out means San Diego loves the Chargers again?
That's what the topic is.
Okay,
I don't necessarily believe that, but it's very what's the word? Self-righteous, I guess, to say, yep, this proves to me that the San Diego Chargers fans are coming back in droves. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that there are some fans. I think that LA Charger fans bought some of these too.
All right. I don't know that a lot of LA Charger fans would buy tickets and drive all the way down here. Maybe a few. But here's my thing. And I'm with you, Scrabe. If you believe that because a practice venue of a few thousand tickets is sold out to see Chargers practice football
for 2 hours,
for a couple of hours, proves that San Diego now loves the Chargers. If you believe that, that's fine. But then do you also believe that because there's 60,000 fans in SoFi Stadium every Sunday when the Chargers play at home, that LA loves the Chargers?
That's a good point.
I just don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true either.
I think there are football fans. We already talked about it, Scraby. You and I want to watch the Hall of Fame game because
it's football.
We just want to see a little football.
Yeah.
We don't like the Chargers. We don't like the Lions. We don't like anything about the Hall of Fame game. But it's our first look at football, so we want to tune in.
Yes.
This is a chance. We don't get to see NFL football down here, even in a practice setting. So people want to, go see. And some of them probably are Charger fans. They want to get autographs. They want to see some guys. I don't say that there are no Charger fans in San Diego. There
definitely
many.
Are. Yes.
But there's no way that this proves in any way, shape, or form that, we love them. In the same way that a sellout at SoFi Stadium proves that LA loves the Chargers, because LA doesn't even barely know the Chargers are there. And that's, maybe one thing that makes us feel a little better sometimes, because the Chargers left us and we feel like what did they leave us for?
I actually have an update to this article that they updated the post.
Okay.
So Tuesday, July 22nd, exclusively to active duty and military and veterans. And then July 23rd, it's exclusively to season ticket members. They conveniently left that out. So who are the season ticket members? Chargers fans.
Oh, okay. So only season ticket holders can go to it.
That's what it says. It says, they did not have this earlier, or else I would have brought that up as soon as we started talking about it. That is a big deal.
All right. So basically now we're left to believe that there are no San Diego fans going to these practices.
There are season ticket holders here in San Diego, but there's not enough to sell out of practice, I don't think. And even if there were enough to sell out of practice, I don't think this proves that San Diego loves the Chargers still.
We don't. I can say that factually.
Jose says, I don't know. I don't see any Chargers jerseys at all around the city. I'm trying to think. And
pretty rare now.
It is pretty rare
now.
They've done the Chargers have done a really good job of telling San Diego that they don't care over the time that they've left.
I mean, I can name, several Charger fans that live in San Diego. Tony kind of still likes his Chargers, but he doesn't go crazy over it.
No,
and I think that's pretty much there. Are there a few diehards? Yeah, there's a few diehard Dolphin fans here too. I mean, right? So I'm sure there's diehard Charger fans here.
Yeah.
But
there are San Diego NFL fans, not LA NFL fans. I don't actually know why
I don't know. The whole thing just still makes me mad, Scraby. All we had to do was say, you know what? We hate you, Dean Spanos, but we like the NFL more than we hate you. That's all we had to do. We would have had to cough up some bucks, some tax money, not very much. We could have got a new stadium. We'd have a big league city, and we'd still have an NFL team. Now, would we have to put up with the crap from Spanos? Yeah, but I was willing to put up with it so that I could go see the Chargers play NFL football. I just think we blew it. I do.
I don't disagree with you, but I also think, with the Chiefs and the Royals trying to squeeze as much money out of the government in Missouri and Kansas as possible,
I know.
I feel like maybe San Diego is a little bit ahead of their game. I understand. I want a team here, and I wanted a stadium here, and I would have been fine with the tax. But at the same time, I'm not okay with these teams that have billions of dollars taking taxpayer money because they don't want, and then taking all of the profit from events like concerts and things like that.
I know. Holding cities hostage is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And there are stadiums and franchises that are holding cities hostage.
Chiefs.
Sorry. Bengals. Another one. That was a disaster. I mean, barely.
It's true.
The whole city of Cincinnati almost collapsed into the river, basically, because of that stadium.
That is true.
So
that is true. And they did put a lot of money into that as a city.
Yeah. So I get all of it, but I just, come on, man. You don't miss having a team here. You do.
I do.
So, it's especially when you see Charlotte has one, and I don't know why Charlotte came to mind, but you know what I mean? We're the eighth largest city in the country. We act like we're the 80th. And that's just always, that's always been my complaint.
We still only have one lane going north to Via de la Valle. Once we fix that.
You think we're on our way?
Yeah. Once that gets fixed, maybe something will head over here.
Gwynn and Chris back with more. I think we're going to talk. Well, Mark Ziegler was on earlier. He was really good. Chances are you didn't hear it. And you'll be a lot smarter after you do. It's next.
I
mean, I think first you can have that belief when you put the kind of work in that you do, that your body's going to heal right, and just trusting it. You talked about being an extension of the coaching staff. I would guess that's going to be even more so this year with you not being able to actually do the physical part.
Yeah.
Is there something that you've tried to do this offseason to kind of get you into that mode in terms of being that extension? Because the reality is, although your arm might be useless in 25 this year, your mind's not going to be
Right.
in. There's still a lot of guys, especially the ones who may be vying for your spot in the rotation, that could lean on you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's my job to help prepare these guys the best I can, and like guys like Waldron, guys like Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, those are guys that are have really good stuff and are not far away from being middle of the rotation to top half starting pitchers.
Yeah.
So trying to share some things. That's something we talk about all the time in the clubhouse. Is like you bring something to the table on the field. Every day. That's kind of what brings you here and gets you to this level, but. Days that you're not playing as a starting pitcher, that's, a majority of our days. You pitch once every 5 days, so making sure you bring something to the table is, something we always talk about. So even though, like you said, I'm not going to be physically on the field pitching, I got to find a way to contribute, and a lot of that's just been, better communication with the staff. And I'm really excited this year to be able to sit in more of the coaches' meetings and see how they game plan and how they, come about their approach to certain teams. And I feel like when I come back in 26, I'm going to have a whole plethora of knowledge and things that I hadn't experienced before to add into my game. So.
I just have to say this. I play with a lot of guys, and not all of them are going to take as serious as Joe is taking this part serious, which is getting into those coaches' meetings. Coaches are here a lot earlier than the players,
Are they, man?
especially during spring training. So the fact that he's going to be willing to do that, I think that's awesome, man. That's what separates you from a lot of these other guys out there.
We're talking to Joe Musgrove here, Padres pitcher, 97.3 The Fan, and I have to ask from the fan perspective, because Tony every day on the show, whenever a team in the National League West signs a new big-name player, all of us fans are kind of like, why? And Tony says it doesn't matter. They still have to go out and play the games. Right. When you see that happen, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different perspective as a player. Our job is, our goal doesn't change regardless of whether we add, and that stuff's, out of our control. So you never want to sit here going into an off season saying, we're going to be fired up if we get this guy and this guy, and not if we don't get this guy. So you look at our team, and a lot of people see all the moves being made and don't see us making moves, and it seems like a mismatch in the division. All these other teams are adding, but you look at our roster. I mean, we spent a lot of money over the last handful of years and committed a lot of guys to be here long term, and the value in having those guys return every year and continue to build that relationship and that growth is every bit as valuable as adding a new free agent. So
love that.
I think with the progress we made last year, and you guys will never understand how we feel. I'm sure you can see a little bit of it on the field and how we carry ourselves and, the camaraderie and stuff, but you'll never truly understand just how close that group got last year. And although we didn't, achieve the ultimate goal of winning the World Series, we grew a ton as a team. We grew a ton as, a unit. And I'm super excited that we got most of these guys coming back. We got the whole staff coming back, and we can kind of pick up where we left off.
Well, last one for me, because you kind of just hit on it, and I think it's so important. The continuity, right? This is, year maybe 3-4 of this nucleus being together. How much of an impact can that have on a team, having guys who have been in the locker room together for so long?
Yeah, a ton. And, Schulte's big thing is shared experiences. We got guys from all over the league, some guys that are new and have experienced things that most rookies don't, and some guys that have been around 10-plus years that have, been in championship locker rooms and been around the best of the best. So sharing those experiences with each other and helping each other grow along the way, not just, providing, assistance and, coaching, but like sharing experiences and helping guys grow a little bit through, what you've been through is a big, big thing for us.
Joe Musgrove, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good one we got here, man. Joe, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks so much, Joe.
Pleasure, man.
Quick healings, and enjoy the rest of your day,
sir.
man.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I think first you can have that belief when you put the kind of work in that you do, that your body's going to heal right, and just trusting it. You talked about being an extension of the coaching staff. I would guess that's going to be even more so this year with you not being able to actually do the physical part.
Yeah.
Is there something that you've tried to do this offseason to kind of get you into that mode in terms of being that extension? Because the reality is, although your arm might be useless in 25 this year, your mind's not going to be. And there's still a lot of guys, especially the ones who may be vying for your spot in the rotation, that could lean on you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's my job to help prepare these guys the best I can. And like guys like Waldron, guys like Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, those are guys that are, have really good stuff and are not far away from, being.
Bottom of the first inning, National League has already jumped out on the American League. Ketel Marte 2-run double down the right field line, went the opposite way. Shohei Ohtani had singled Ronald Acuna Jr. with a infield single. And then Marte with the 2-run double, just like that, 2-0 NL bottom of the first. Paul Skeens retired the side in order in the top of the first. He struck out both Gleyber Torres and Riley Green to begin the game. Freddie Freeman is up, and that means Manny Machado is on deck. So we're going to keep it around. Let you know what Manny does. Gwynn and Chris here. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Idol. You think Tony's watching the All-Star game tonight? Wherever he is?
Yeah, we talked about it. He said yes.
He would watch.
Yeah, he said he's very excited to see them play in their old uniforms or their regular uniforms.
He likes it for the same reason that I do.
Yeah, he said he's going to watch. And
We
he's
can't
looking
be the
forward
only
to it.
ones. We cannot be the only ones.
He also, because our countdown was top 5 things we're going to do during the All-Star break. And Tony was like, nothing.
He's going to just sit on his heels. I think that he did do something last night, judging by some of the photos I saw. Did they not have the Padre black tie affair money-raising dinner last night at Petco Park?
No. That was a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Well, then
that was actually the Thursday that you played golf.
I see. So,
Yes.
okay.
But maybe he's just getting around to posting those pictures.
Yeah. No, he didn't post them. It was somebody else who posted them, and I thought maybe that was last night.
No, it was not last night.
Okay.
And Manny Machado.
Manny's coming up. He's got a man on second with 1 out, and he'll get the AB here against Tarek Skubal.
It's probably this is definitely the first time they've ever faced each other.
No, it's not. Tigers and Padres have played. But
they didn't play. Skubal didn't play or pitch
last year. He didn't pitch
this
either.
year. Let me see.
But they played last year too.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't remember. I know that the Padres have never seen Paul Skeens.
That is true.
But I don't know that they've, whether or not they saw Skubal. Manny just hit a foul tip right off the mask of the home plate umpire.
The umpire's taking a beating. Ohtani got him with a foul ball too.
Man, I mean, that was right on.
That was one of those where the mask like pops off the face,
and the ump kind of goes like this.
Oh,
yeah, a little stagger.
Yeah,
took a shot there.
Yes, he did. We're just stalling until Manny.
Ooh, a little late on a fastball, Manny.
Ripped through a 99.
0-2 to Manny.
Oh, no. This is when he does his best stuff, Chris.
All right. Do you want me to go on the if I go online here, I can find out what he does before you see
Don't.
I know, I hate that. I'm just saying
why
I
are
could
you gonna do it.
I could wreck it for you.
Oh.
You don't want me to wreck it for you?
Oh, my goodness. Manny just got a call.
No, wait a minute. They tapped the helmet. I really think the catcher tapped the helmet.
He's going to strike out then because this was...
He checked the call. The catcher is... Yep,
here we go. Our first ABS challenge.
And you know what? Manny was the first guy who ever got called out oh, man, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
See you, Manny.
Sorry, Manny.
Skubal's laughing. Call's overturned. Manny strikes out. Wow. So Manny is the answer to 2 trivia questions then. I don't know if you remember in spring training, he was the first guy that got a strike called on him for not getting in the batter's box soon enough.
That is pretty awesome. And was he the first guy ejected?
Now he's the first guy to get a call overturned. And it was the correct call. It was a strike. It was at the knees. He took it. They called the ball. And the catcher tapped the helmet. And they checked it. And it was a strike.
I'm just going to stop saying stuff because
Manny.
Manny has faced Tarek Skubal once.
And by the way, Dave Roberts was laughing at the result of that. I think Manny should throw a baseball at him.
Yeah, I wonder if Dave Roberts kind of gets a little scared when Manny walks back in the dugout.
Yeah. I wouldn't be smiling at him. He might give you a forearm shiv.
Every time Manny walks into the dugout, Dave Roberts goes to the tunnel. He's just scared.
That's funny.
The sinister sling.
All right. All right. 2-0. The inning is over. Skubal got out of it with a couple of strikeouts. 2-0 National League on top. We'll take a little traffic break, and then Mark Ziegler will close the show today with a bunch of good info on soccer and San Diego State hoops.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Guys, we still have a number of problems out here. One of them is this crash on southbound 5 right at the 805 split. Not showing if any lanes are blocked. Accident on the Old Town off-ramp, southbound 5. Now, southbound side of the 805. Accident cleared past the University, but now getting reports of an accident up ahead near the 15. This one is blocking the slow lane. Several vehicles involved. And westbound side of the King Freeway before College Grove, reports of some debris in that right lane. Still clearing an accident in the North County, northbound 15 before Fallacy. It's over the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danik with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I want to get into the Aztecs and Grand Canyon and everything that happened there. But as you were coming on, we were discussing this Leagues Cup that's coming up for the MLS teams and San Diego FC. And so they take a break in the season and they do these tournaments. How do we couch that as a fan, and how does the team, it seems to me in a lot of ways like they're playing a friendly in the middle of the season, but it's not totally a friendly, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a competition, and the way it kind of evolved is MLS and Liga MX wanted to sort of form a partnership. And MLS also is, I think, privately trying to sort of gain some respect in the region, because people just don't respect it as a good league. And they play something called the CONCACAF Champions League every year, which is the regional equivalent of the European Champions League. Obviously, the European Champions League is the biggest club tournament in the world for European teams, and there's Copa Libertadores, which is for South American teams, and some Mexican teams playing that too. And so they wanted, you know, in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, MLS gets smoked by the Mexican teams regularly. They've won it a couple times, but they've lost it like, you know,
by and large, you're right.
Like,
by and large, if the MLS steps outside the MLS, the teams many times look overmatched.
Right. So this year, Vancouver, which was at the time first place best team in MLS, went down and played Cruz Azul in the final and lost 5-0.
Yeah.
So this is a way to kind of get some, you know, it serves many purposes. You get some fans. You get a lot of fans of the Mexican League can see their teams, which is something that they're very grateful for. I mean, San Diego, you can cross the border, obviously, and go see them with the Xolos. But in other places, you can see your team play. And they're in their preseason. So it's a way for, and MLS is in the middle of their season, and they're playing at home. They have to go down to Mexico, play at altitude, and play in front of their fans. So it kind of tips the scales towards MLS and makes them look a little bit better than maybe they would in a regular competition. But that's all part of it. And they make a lot of money, a load of money at the same time. And so that's kind of the reason they do it.
All right. So most of the bragging rights will be at stake when this thing starts at the end of the month. But SDFC does play Toronto FC tomorrow night, just to update you. And then the Vancouver comes in here in a rematch of those top teams in the league. All right, Mark, while I was gone, Grand Canyon is allowed entrance into the Mountain West Conference. So what happened? I understand, I guess, why the Aztecs are left out of it, since they no longer are going to be staying in the league. But do the Aztecs even have a say? Can they push back against this at all? Or is this, you know, figure out a way to live with it?
I think they're just going to have to live with it for a year and then, you know, say good riddance to the league.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of reasons they didn't want this to happen. I think one of them, I don't know if they'll admit it, but I don't think they really were excited about going back and playing at Grand Canyon.
Right.
And being forced to. They did it by their own choice twice and sort of learned their mistake. It's a very, very hard place to play. And they knew what kind of strength schedule they would have. And all of a sudden, here we are in the middle of July, and you get thrown probably 2 games against Grand Canyon, a quad 1 and a quad 2. And, you know, that certainly helps, but those are tough games, and it's just a brutal place to play. I think also there's more of a philosophical debate that, you know, Grand Canyon doesn't really belong, you can make an argument, in a league with a bunch of big public state institutions like the Mountain West. And they're a private. Some people argue they're for profit. They claim that they have some status that says they are not for profit. But they have a huge amount of NIL, which I'm sure a big chunk of that comes from the for-profit company that is attached to them. And so it's a very different type of university, and they probably fit better in the WCC with all private institutions than they do in the Mountain West. And so I think the 5 were just sort of like, well, you're making this big decision without us involved. If you guys want to have them in your league when we're gone, fine. But when we're still here, maybe we could have a say-so. And so I think that was part of the anger, as you saw in the release or the statement from San Diego State and Boise State.
Yeah. And look, I mean, Brian Dutcher and Matt Soria, whoever it is that's involved in putting this whole schedule together, give us a little peek behind the curtain at that, because it is as important almost who you play, who you schedule, where you play, etc. That's almost as important as coaching your team and winning games, isn't it, in the college game in this day and age? Because you got to strike the exact right balance between, challenging games and some others, right?
100%. And that's why Matt Soria is director of basketball operations and I believe associate athletic director, maybe assistant. I always get them mixed up, but is so valuable to the program. He has, years and years and years of institutional knowledge, and he's considered one of the best schedulers in the country. I mean, teams from all over the nation, programs from all over the nations will call him with advice. He understands all that, and it's a really, really intricate dance. People just think, oh, why are you playing this team that's no good? Well, every game serves a purpose, whether it's to prepare for a big game, whether it's a soft landing in case you go to a tournament like the Players Arab Festival and you have some bad luck and you lose 2 or 3 games and you need a soft landing. You don't want a murderer's row, another tough game right after it. You have to have the right mix of high-end net and KenPom games and then lower games that won't pull you down too much, but you can get a win out of it and try some stuff and maybe play some more players. They play a non-Division I game, which nobody understands and says, well, God, that's stupid. Well, actually, it's really brilliant because you get an easy game, just like you would if you played a team that's in the 300 in the net. You get an easy game at home and a win, but it doesn't count. Division II doesn't count against any of that, so you don't get dragged down by the metrics.
I didn't even know
get
that.
To play people. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that, and it's just really, really intricate. They spend a lot of time on it. They meet as a staff. They try to find the right exact opponents. There's obviously some years they get it better than others, but that's the reason why San Diego State, more than any other team in the Mountain West, has been able to get to the NCAA tournament as an at-large invitation way more often than anybody else, just because of their non-conference scheduling. Also, then you have to go have success. But part of setting up the non-conference schedule is so that you do have success based on when you play the games and how far they're spaced, et cetera, et cetera.
Talking to Mark Ziegler, San Diego Union Tribune here on Gwynn and Chris 97.3 The Fan. And I wanted to ask you about the Players Era Festival, which I guess kind of sort of goes into this conversation, because for me, they went from 8 teams, men's teams, to 18 men's teams in one season. Does that dilute the competition, or does it actually help because there's so many good teams in the tournament?
It does both a little bit. I mean, there are some, UNLV's in it. Syracuse, St. Joe's is in it. Some of it's through connections that they let some teams in that aren't quite as strong as like San Diego State is going to be this year. But it doesn't matter for San Diego State because they're playing Michigan and Oregon. So no matter what, they're getting 2 big-time top 25. In the case of Michigan, a top 10 type opponent on a neutral floor in a city that they know well and they're very comfortable in, as we saw last year when they beat Houston, and that basically got them in the tournament. So it hasn't really affected them. I guess it could if it depended on the opponent and see who they play third. But it's an interesting deal going from, you mentioned going 8 to 18.
Yeah.
I really think what they're trying to do, and they've kind of said this, they want to sort of be the event for the first part of the basketball season, the non-conference portion. And then you obviously have your conference season / conference tournament, and then obviously the NCAA tournament. So they look at the 3 prongs, and they're trying to, they think the first part is really undervalued. And I can see, as we go forward, I could see them trying to have like a Sweet 16, in the fall. And they're starting to position themselves that way. If you look at the type of teams they've got in this tournament, it's loaded.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Aztecs are in there, and hopefully they'll stay in there. Got a couple of seconds left, Mark. I would like to keep you longer, but we
need to get Mark in here for an hour. I just tried to sign up.
I was going to say he could co-host the show, but never mind. Just let him host the show.
Yeah, Mark, you come in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How's Reese Waters? I just simple as question as I can give you. I mean, is he back? Is he going to be back? Is there any question at all? We talk about the recruits and some of the new guys and all the great success now getting these guys to come back and Magoon Gwath and all these guys. But where's Reese? Or do we have to kind of wait and see?
So that's another yes and no question. I mean, the foot, as I understand it, is healed. He's out there practicing, but he's not going full practices because he sprained an ankle, which is unrelated to the foot. So it has nothing to do with it, but sprained an ankle and is just sort of, because it's summer, they're just going slow with the recovery. And so there's certain drills that he's not in, but on the drills where he's going full speed, I mean, he looks really good. I mean, I've been to 3 or 4 practices, and I swear I've not seen him miss a shot. I mean, I haven't seen him hit the rim, I don't think. He is just pure right now with his shot, and we always knew that about him. Can he stay healthy? And I mean, we're not going to be able to answer that until probably March. How he gets through the season, and the last season he played 2 years ago, he was healthy in the first half of the season. He was probably San Diego State's best player, or right up there with Jaden Ledee, and he was really, really good. And then he rolled an ankle, tried to play on it, it got worse. And it kind of went downhill from there for the rest of the season. So, you just don't know. I think it's just bad luck with him, but we'll have to just wait and see. But when he's been out there, he's looked really good.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to sneak one more in because you and I have talked about this off the side before. But in your estimation, Mark, if you had to guess, how many more legit years under the way college sports are going, legit years do the Aztecs have a chance to really compete, like at the highest level? I mean, because I think this year with Bird back and Gwath, they could make a little run again, Sweet 16, Elite 8, who knows? But might that go away if the college sports keeps going the way it's going?
Well, again, you don't know because college sports keeps changing every 2 seconds. There's a time, a few months ago, I would have said they might have only one more year. I mean, the money's getting so big. But if there's pushback against these regulations, if there's some kind of regulatory body or if Congress passes some antitrust exemption that allows them to really cap the spending, they'll have a shot because the Mace Foundation raises enough money just to keep them in the ballpark. And I think players are starting to realize there's a lot more than money at San Diego State, just the family atmosphere, the way they treat players, the way the players get along, the arena, the fan base, all that stuff. And
all right, Mark Ziegler wrapping things up there. Mark, sorry to talk over you, but I got another show coming up. It's the Scraby Chronicles. I can't wait around for that.
I'll tell you what Jason Adam did.
Jason Adam made an appearance in the All-Star game already. Scraby will have the breakdown as the Midsummer Classic. Boy, it used to really seem like it fit that name. Anyway, it's
not a classic anymore?
No, I don't think so. But it's in Atlanta. They're playing. Scraby will keep you up to date, and he'll have his crazy brand of stuff next. We're back tomorrow, another full 4 hours at 2 o'clock. Do not miss that. For now, thanks again. Special thanks to Padre Diehard. Man, you helped make the show today.
Yeah.
With a guest appearance on the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. We'll see you tomorrow.